All right, man. It's Thursday night. It's time for some BS, and we got a lot of BS tonight, right, Jerry?
Sure, man. Interesting stuff happened this week. Some sad news, of course, but yeah, it should be a really fun show. Let's introduce our guest first of all. Uh, wow, we have a great freaking guest list tonight. I'm actually amazed at what a great panel we have tonight, man. Starting out with Courtney Cronin. Now,
Well, that's very sad. Hi.
well, hi. I just want to say because I remember you posted a while back. You said you don't go by Doyd anymore, right?
No, but everything's fine at home.
But it
Everything's
was funny.
fine.
It's funny because you said people call you droid, and I thought that was kind of funny. I don't know why that made me laugh a little bit. I
Droid
posted,
is funny. Droid is probably my favorite one.
but she hosts a punchlines and backlines show, which is a pretty cool show. What do you do? You make like musicians do stand up, correct?
Yep, we get musicians who've never done stand-up before, and we spend a few weeks, sometimes longer, working with them on their set, Don Jameson and myself. And then we write a set for them and they perform it. And so far, we're 99.9% success rate.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow,
everyone
that's
does
kind of
really
cool.
well.
Yeah, Eric
I,
Martin was really good at Rockin' Pod.
Eric Martin was great. Britt Lightning just crushed it at the Mountain Music Festival in Gatlinburg. So you might be seeing her again. She was that good. I
yeah,
think we have
that
to get
that
her to do it again.
that skill is a gift, man. I don't think I could do that, man. I mean, just you're up there all by yourself, and it's
It
just
ain't
it's just
easy.
really it's just really a cool thing. I think in my opinion, I wish I could do that, but
We got
obviously
a
I
friend
can't.
of ours, Kate Dore, and she's into stand-up. She's doing stand-up
Yeah,
now
she's
in
doing.
Yeah.
She's
Michigan.
funny.
Yeah.
She's doing well.
Oh,
Well, well, it's kind of funny. Kate hit me up and said, "Do you have any of your old videos when you did stand up?" I said, "Yeah, but they're on VHS, man. That was a long fucking time ago, you know." But yeah, I did stand up for a while.
Oh, with
You
that
do.
being with that
Hmm?
being said, we've got Metal Mike Tyler as well, man. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing all right, man. Like I said, kind of had a shitty day at work, but
uh,
part of the course, especially in the
Yeah,
nursing field.
cool hat you got there, though, man. Love it.
Death
Huge
Angel
Death Angel
rules.
fan.
Oh,
All
well,
right,
yeah.
Mark.
And the Black Crows
Oh
shirt.
yeah,
See,
Black Rose. You
I
know what
got the
sucks
old.
when I
I
went
got the mob rules.
when I went and saw them, all they had was the triple fat. They didn't have the triple fat of white, and I hate white shirts, but I bought it and I never wear it.
Yeah.
I because I drip. I'm messy. When I eat, it goes everywhere. I have
oh,
eating.
me too.
I have eating like when I come home, I'm going to eat dinner. I go change into a shirt I don't give a fuck about.
brother,
I like
I can relate, man. It's like no matter how
There's
hard I try, no matter how careful I am,
Right, you're eating over the thing and it still gets on
oh,
you.
it
there's
never
nothing better
fucking
than
fails.
coming home from work, relaxing, and just shoveling it down. Don't give a shit where it goes, man. I agree 100%. All right, well, let's start with the BS, Mark. What do you got,
Well,
brother?
let's start with I'm not a huge Diano fan. You know that. So you start with Diano, man.
What? Oh, what a loss, man! I was a huge Paul Di'Anno Iron Maiden fan, man, and this has definitely been felt amongst our chat groups and everything and podcasts and stuff. The Killers album is one of my favorite albums of all times. I thought his vocals and Maiden's music at the time were so freaking good together. I like Bruce too. I mean, there's a lot of crap about, I like Bruce. Bruce sucks. Paul's better. I like them both. And I do like Bruce a little better, in my opinion. But I love Paul's era, man. Those two albums are just incredible. And
Fucking classics, man.
it's sad.
Classics.
I mean, for the last, I don't know, for the long, as far as I can remember, he's had health issues for a long time. He had like sepsis where like killed his immune system or something like that. He had a liver or kidney transplant or something. I can't remember what it was. I mean, just all kinds of
either
just
one.
bad, yeah, just awful medical history. So I mean, he died at 66, but judging by his past medical history, I'm not really surprised by it. I'm saddened by it, but yeah, he's had a lot of unfortunate luck health wise. It's really sad, a tragic loss in the music world, man. And Maiden was always cool to him afterwards. I mean, they always, hung out with him. I'm sure they paid him royalties and stuff like that still, of course. But you always get this feeling that Bruce and Paul didn't like each other. That's a bunch of
That's a
crap.
bunch of bullshit.
Paul
always
even
comes-
said it.
Paul said, I got so tired of that. They act like, like me. Bruce is my buddy, man. He goes, I knew him when he was in Samson, So yeah, he called bullshit on that, man. And look, it's cool if you prefer one over the other. I don't care. What I get tired of is when people go, well, you know what? To elevate my dude, I'm going to disparage this guy. Get the fuck out of here. They were both awesome. It's kind of like Ozzy and Dio. Fuck off already, man. Yeah. I'm an Ozzy guy, but I love Ronnie James Dio. I was a Dio fan before. I was a little guy, but because my neighbor across the street, Kevin Smith, our musical mentor, I knew about Rainbow. That's why when I was younger, when Heaven and Hell came out, my nickname for that version of Sabbath was Black Rainbow. True story.
Yeah, I've never disparaged Paul Di'Anno. I like those albums. It's just I don't. I just like Bruce better, but I don't ever say ever that Paul sucked. It's just not. I got into Maiden.
I think those two albums are classics. So. I think the first 6 Maiden albums are amazing. After that,
you know how much I love Ozzy, but I like Dio better. It's just
that's where the term nut swinger comes in for me, because I like the Blaze era too, and I get picked on a lot for that. So I understand.
Go stand in the corner, Jerry. Go stand in the corner.
I thought we were going to talk about Bobby Kimball and Joe Williams from Toto. I mean, you can like both of them too. Hello?
Yeah.
Hello? No? Okay.
I don't know the names of the singers. I only know Steve Lukather and Picaros. That's about it. I know those bands. I don't know the singers. They have
the guys
so many.
That did the Africa song.
Yeah, that's them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it is a tragedy. I know everybody was very saddened by the recent loss, and I'm not like a big Iron Maiden person. Clearly, you can tell by my cardigan, but I can appreciate the Iron Maiden and the people that love the Iron Maiden. And I'm very sorry for your loss, for the fans.
She just likes the joke in Bill and Ted. Take them to the Iron Maiden.
That was awesome. Iron Maiden, excellent.
Yeah, I still think he tried to perform, but I think he's always on a wheelchair.
He was in a wheelchair.
He was actually doing gigs in a wheelchair, Jerry.
Oh,
Steve even said, he goes, Steve Harris just made a statement saying how amazed he was. And he said, what really shook Steve up, he goes, I literally just talked to him like 2 or 3 days before he died. So.
Yeah. It's sad.
Well, since we're on the death thing of this, someone it means a lot to me. Fernando Valenzuela passed away. El Toro.
Yeah.
My condolences, man.
Yeah.
It's like Vince Scully said, if you have a sombrero, throw it to the sky when he did the no-hitter. Throw it to the sky for El Toro, man. I watched him get inducted to the Legends of Dodger Baseball. They even retired his number. They didn't do that for Oral. Oral got into the Legends, but they didn't retire 55. They retired 34. This guy, why isn't this guy in the Hall of Fame, for one thing? I have no idea. They're going by wins. That's fucked up, because he brought a lot to baseball. Fernando Mania was nothing like anybody ever seen. It's like Ohtani now. What Otani's doing right now. This guy started it. And then Nomo.
It's a shame he died right before the World Series. That's a real shame.
They're gonna have the patch on there, and there's a thing, they're doing numbers, because if the Dodgers win, it's their 8th championship, and it's in 2024. So they're going Kobe, his 2 numbers, 824. And then they're also going, if the Dodgers win it at 6th, that's his birthday.
That's what I predicted, and I didn't know about that.
Wow.
I made that prediction. So
so I don't know. I hate the Yankees. I did not want to play the Yankees, but 8-2 against us, so it always worries me.
It's a Major League Baseball dream match.
The advertisers do. They were hoping this would be what it is.
Oh yeah. They love it when big market teams go to the Super Bowl. They're probably creaming their jeans for it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
The Rangers
Judge against Shohei
last year.
Judge against Shohei. I mean, come on, that's like star power there matchup. I mean, it's a dream come true for baseball. This will be a very highly rated World Series, I think. Well, I'm
going to watch,
and
I don't always watch baseball. I watch it sometimes. I like basketball. I'm not a big baseball fan, but I'm going to watch. I'm one of those people. I'll get on board.
Hey, Lakers won the opening game. But I don't know why they brought in Bronny. As soon as they brought in Bronny, the other team started catching up for 8 minutes. It was like, oh my God, they almost tied it with Bronny in the game. He's not ready for prime time yet. Like we're talking. Our episode tonight is the top 11 You know, get it? Primetime, not ready for primetime players. Not for
Oh,
junk
very
ass.
good.
Yeah, so I kind of brought that in there. But hats off to El Toro. I'm gonna miss you. And then let's get into God damn Ozzy, man. That fucking Rock and Roll Hall of Fame was fucking horrible with him. What do you think about that metal, Mike? Did you see any of that?
I did. I finally watched it actually last night. I I don't know. I mean, I thought Jack Black's introduction was great. Pretty much everything he said was on key. I get kind of emotional when I see Ozzy now because he's just so frail looking and old. And that guy was my hero since I was a kid, man. So it's like, I thought it was cool. I didn't, I mean, I'm not a Jelly Roll fan, so we'll just leave it at that. You know, I was, but I thought Edward did, I thought Wolfgang did a good job doing the solo to Crazy Train though. And the band sounded good.
Why didn't he sing or Zach sing Mama, I'm Coming Home? Two of those
I don't
guys
know.
would have sang
Or
it
even
better.
Jack Black for that
Even
matter.
Jack
That guy's
Black,
got a set of pipes on him. I don't know. I don't know who picked what or you know, some people are saying Ozzy picked it, and I'm like, did he really? I don't know. But I mean, as far as some of the people that were in the band though, I'm like, you can't, and I'm talking about like Maynard and Chad, and you can't really bitch about the musicianship, you know. It was all, I mean, it was, you know how I feel about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame anyway, Mark. I mean,
I know.
I think the whole thing's a fucking sham. I have for years. And there's a lot of reasons to it because it just blows my mind. Even this induction ceremony, when you got people like Dionne Warwick who had been around for fucking ever and they just got in the Hall of Fame, they're whatever they're doing, it's flawed, man. It's like that. I don't know how many people got in this class that Ozzy should have been on a long time ago. Foreigner should have been in a long time ago. The MC, all those, just about everybody. I'm going, what?
Yeah, the whole MC5 is dead.
The game have been around for fucking ever, man. I'm like, and whether it doesn't matter whether you like them or not. To me, all those bands are Hall of Fame careers. Even people they have inducted that are, you know, like
Eminem.
Okay, Madonna. Madonna's not rock and roll. Has she had a Hall of Fame career? You damn right. Totally. But she's not, you know, rock and roll. I think they should change it to the American Music Hall of Fame. That way they could select any genre they want and it wouldn't matter, like Britain does, British Music Hall of Fame. That's number one. And number two, it's run by Rolling Stone, and I fucking despise Rolling Stone.
Wiener's gone. Wiener's gone.
That is true.
Yeah, and you know what? I think one of the reasons why we are getting some of the bands we're getting, whether you're a fan of Rage Against the Machine or not, it is irrelevant. Tom Morello is responsible, I think, for getting a lot of the bands in here the last
Metallica too.
Definitely Kiss, man. He definitely.
Well, see, but Tom's part of the board.
Yeah.
He's he's one of the people that makes the decisions. I'm with Paul Stanley though. He said it when they got inducted. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is not run by our peers. And he feels that's the problem. You got a bunch of fucking snobby fucking, I don't know. It's fucking Rolling Stone. Need I say more? I mean, I'm sorry. Bring me the head of
You're right.
That's all I'm going to say. I can't stand that fuck.
I was talking to my girlfriend's nephew the other day. He's like 12 and he loves all these bands, but he likes Blink 182 and I rolled my eyes when he said that.
Oh.
But he and Grateful Dead. I can't stand those two bands, but he likes
like
a lot of the music.
Dead.
Well, enjoy.
I
And then he's talking about all this stuff, and I said, and he's talking about articles he read Rolling Stone. I go, dude, stay away from that rag. And he goes, why? And I told him, and he goes, oh crap, you're right. And he goes, they are the enemy of rock and heavy metal.
Like they did,
Almost Famous. Did you ever watch that movie?
They trashed every Led Zeppelin album. Yeah, Almost
Rush.
Famous. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, how can you trash every Zeppelin album? Come on, man. Get real. Pink Floyd, same thing. Well, they've actually opened up the Pink Floyd the last 30.
They like art rock. They like Joni Mitchell.
Well, if you go to their website, they'll have reviews for those albums, but they're by newer staff.
Yeah.
Who follow metal, and they'll give them good reviews. But if you go to the retro reviews, which is when the albums came out, they trash Zeppelin, they trash Purple, they trash Black Sabbath, Kiss, Rush, AC/DC, all the bands that we love today, they trashed. You know what? Fuck the rock.
Hey, the only good critic in that magazine was David Frick.
No, not really. He was a
Really?
prick. I didn't
Oh.
No,
like
I
him.
didn't mind him. I loved Rip Magazine. I thought that
Yeah,
was a cool
he
mag.
was
back
good.
in the day.
Yeah, Rip Magazine was cool.
I think Cream was the best magazine out there, and
It was.
they brought it back. You could get Cream
I
magazine
know.
like
It was the
monthly.
real, yeah.
Yeah,
Cream was the magazine to get when I was a little kid.
yeah. You got that one dude in there who was always drunk and on cocaine. I forgot his name. One of the writers in there.
All
Those-
of
Oh,
them, basically.
All of them.
yeah, all of them.
Yeah.
Well, we always trash Kiss about extending their farewell tour. I love this band. I love Kelly Hansen. But what the fuck? Foreigners extending their farewell tour. What the fuck is going on with that, Mike? What do you think about that?
Um, I don't know, man. I mean, I've got mixed feelings about it. I mean, I don't even think they have any original members. Of course, I know
No.
they have some of the original members who are still alive. Their blessing and all.
Well, the original members, they just made a deal with Lou and the other three original members to
Wait,
come
are
play
there
certain
really
shows.
no original members at all? I thought the
No.
one guitar player was still in
He's
it.
got Parkinson's.
What's
He
his
can't
name?
play.
Yeah.
Really?
Hmm.
Yeah, he couldn't make it to the Hall of Fame ceremony. He was
Oh.
in bad
Yeah.
shape, yeah.
Yeah, but I just read an article
Wait,
that
how have you guys seen the Hall of Fame, by the way? How
It's
have
on
you seen
Disney.
it?
Disney
It's on
Plus.
Disney Plus.
Oh, I don't have children.
Well,
Speaking
there's
of
more
Hall,
than children's shows on Disney Plus
No,
now.
I know. I'm actually wondering while you guys are doing this, I'm like, do I need to be here yet? Can I just show up for the comedy part? Like,
We're
I have
almost done.
no fucking idea about most of this. So I'm like, okay, can I just come later?
yeah, speaking of disgraceful Hall of Fame moments, what they did to Foreigner, I think was awful. I mean, Kelly Clarkson had no business singing Foreigner songs. She just oversang everything. I mean, Lou Gramm came out and sang part of it, which was
He
cool,
hit the
but,
note. He hit the high note.
He
Why
did.
wasn't
He
singing
didn't
all the
sound
songs?
bad.
Why?
I was
I've seen it 2
amazed.
years ago. He was amazing.
He
Gotta
didn't
watch
sound
that.
bad. I
But
was
I think
surprised by
I
that.
think the problem is it's one thing for him to do a one-off performance, Mark, but to go on tour and do that night after night, I think the way Metallica does it's pretty smart.
No,
They
I
go
saw
to one city
Lou-
a week. They go to one city a week. They go there. They chill out for a few days before the show. They do their gig, and then they drive to the next place. And I think that's the smart way
Well,
to do it. When you
Foreigner's
get older,
bringing it-
man, you can't do it like
Yeah.
over and
Well,
over.
I
and
know,
over.
but he when I saw him 2 years ago, he was amazing. I put up videos on Freeform Rock YouTube.
Yeah.
He's still good, and he doesn't do every day. He does like once a week.
Yeah.
He's like a fly-in. And
Mhm.
Foreigners bringing him, Dennis Elliott, Rick Willis, and the other guys alive. They're going to come on selected dates of this farewell tour.
Yeah, I saw him come on stage and I'm like, oh man, this is going to be awful. But actually, he sounded good. Another part that pissed me off was, Kelly Hansen's been a singer for them for a long time. He was there singing backup, but I think he had maybe 2 lines where he actually sang lead during that. I'm like, why, man? Let
Yeah,
him sing,
Sammy
man.
was singing lead.
Fuck Sammy.
I like
because
Sammy,
Kelly
but-
should
On
have
the
been singing
acoustic
that.
album, Kelly Hansen. Is he
Huh?
the one who sings on the acoustic one?
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite Foreigner albums. And I
Yeah,
know it's
he's a
all the
great
songs
singer.
they've already
Acou-
done,
acou-
Lou Gramm
acoustic.
songs
Yeah.
by someone else, but it's friggin' good. It's
I
very
loved him
good.
in Hurricane. He was in Hurricane. He was awesome.
Yeah.
He's a good
And I
singer.
don't think he sounds like Lou Gramm at all. Everybody says he's a clone. He's a clone. No, he doesn't sound like Lou Gramm.
No,
he has
his own
too.
style.
He has his own style.
But yeah,
look-
I just thought that was a weird matchup with the. Actually, I want to say one more thing. The performance that stole the stage was fucking Peter Frampton, dude.
Oh God, yes.
He rocked, dude, and he was on his game that night, man. I mean, the guy's got some muscular disorder, but he was sitting down, he was just jamming, man, and he did the little vocal thing with it was just amazing. Badass. I love Peter Frampton. I'm glad he's getting in. I wish Humble Pie would get in. I think they're a good band. They're worth getting in.
Oh
the
yeah,
Hall of
why
Fame,
aren't
too,
they
in my
in there?
opinion.
But let's get to
I
what
can't
we're-
wait to see this. I had no idea that this was
It's long. It's
available.
like it's almost 6
I
hours.
usually wait for it
ain't
to come on
It's long.
HBO.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
no, it's not on HBO anymore.
Oh, well,
you
that's
get it
why.
right when it's happening now. You don't HBO was like 3 months
Mhm.
later.
It
Now
was
you're
forever
and
later.
and HBO edited it. This is live. It even warned you
Yeah.
that there might be stuff unsuitable
Oh,
for
yeah.
children. Yeah.
That's
It-
so much better.
On
It
Di-
is.
Disney Plus was warning you, hey, this might be unsuitable for children.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
they showed Deadpool on there. So there
Right.
you go. All right, man. Let's get to what we're doing, Jerry. What are we doing, man? Courtney picked this for us.
Oh, awesome topic from one of my favorite shows. I love it even till today. I've never stopped loving it. I love SNL. We're doing our top 11 favorite characters, or not characters, but actors that have been on SNL. And this is
Now these are movies they've been in, right?
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
Doesn't have to be a Saturday Night Live
No,
movie.
it doesn't have to
Okay.
be a Saturday Night Live skit movie. No.
Okay,
Mm-mm.
good.
I thought we were doing Saturday Night Live people that have been on the show.
Yeah, like
yeah.
alumni, like Bill Murray.
Okay, you're
and
scaring me
yeah.
there for a second. I thought we were doing SNL movies. Like that's not what I
No,
always
no,
understood.
no.
All right, I got
That
you.
would be a short show because some of them they're not good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Happy
some of them aren't that
Gilmore.
good,
Everybody would
yeah.
have that one on there. Are they doing Happy Gilmore too?
Yes, be on
Wow.
Netflix.
That's gonna be as long as they bring back Shooter, I'll be all right.
Oh, he's there,
Yeah, okay. I'm cool with it.
but no Bob Barker, and no
it's gonna be hard to bring him back.
Well,
Who is the comedian who was always yelling at him on the court? He just died. Joe Flaherty.
Oh,
No
yeah.
Joe Flaherty either. Yeah.
You will
He
miss
just
this
died?
shot, jackass.
Yeah, Joe Flaherty passed.
oh my
Yeah.
God. Everybody's just dropping like flies.
They are, man.
Yeah.
They really are. Sad. And there's gonna be a lot
Very.
more of it, unfortunately, because they're
Great,
getting that age.
great
that
song
people
by
that we love.
Anthrax, by the way. Dropping like flies.
But
Told
anyway, let's start our countdown. We'll start with you, Courtney. What's your number
Oh,
11?
do we need to start with me? Okay. These are like in no particular order. Are they supposed to be in order?
Nah, it
Yeah.
don't matter.
Well, you
Okay.
could just go 11, whatever.
Well, I'm going with one of my favorite movies ever, and there's 2 alumni in it and a member of the Five Timers. It's Three Amigos.
Nice.
Chevy, Martin Short, and Steve Martin. I know every single line of this movie. And if it's on, I will watch it. It still makes me laugh out loud.
I think that movie was a bomb at the time, and now it's a cult classic too.
It's a cult classic.
When I saw it at HBO, I was going, "This movie's rad." I was like,
Not in my list, but definitely my
"Yeah,
honorable
it
mentions.
isn't on my list, and it was on my honorable mentions."
It was hard. This was hard, man, because all these guys, I mean, SNL's been around for so long. There's just been so many awesome movies a lot of these guys and gals have done since they left SNL. It was not easy for me.
I agree with you. I could have made like a list of 100 movies. Most of them weren't SNL skits, though.
Yeah.
All right, Mike, what do you got? Number 11, dude.
I got one that's kind of obscure, and it is got a SNL because this is a guy who was he was a cast member of Saturday Night Live for a couple of years, and he was related to one of the original Not Ready for Primetime players, and that's Jim Belushi. And the movie is Real Men with John Ritter. This is a very overlooked, underrated film. It's fucking hilarious. I love it. It is funny as hell. It's just so over the top crazy. Like Jim plays this CIA dude and he recruits John
Love that movie.
Ritter,
I forgot
who's like
about it.
this real meek and mild pussy guy, and he literally transforms John into a badass. It is hilarious.
I
man.
need to see this. I love John
Yeah.
Ritter.
Yeah, and Jim's great in it too. I mean, there's just so many great lines
you-
and I mean, come on. Holy shit, Clown Attack. You got to watch it, Courtney. You got to see it.
Hey,
I will.
Before
I will.
Andy Samberg made those digital shorts, Jim Belushi had one on SNL where he's at an ice cream parlor. Remember that one?
Mhm.
Where he just busts, "What the fuck do you want?" Fucking great. He
One
didn't
of
say
my
fuck.
favorite SNL bits he did is when he was a chess coach, and he got these 2 little nerds playing chess, which I play chess, and he's like going off like he's a football coach. What the? And of course they're bleeping it. What the fuck? And he's kicking one of them like folding chairs over, and he's yelling, "Oh, why don't you just hand him the queen? Why don't you just give it to him?" And they're just like, "Oh, hilarious, man! I love Jim Belushi, man."
Yeah. That because of that, I started watching his movies when I saw him come on World According because of Saturday Night Live. That's put him on my radar, because I watch it religiously. I stopped the last like couple years have been getting back to where it used to be for me.
Another great movie that he was amazing in. He was in a supporting cast, but God, he is so funny in it. Is About Last Night with Rob Lowe.
I love that.
one.
She went
He is
boom at the
amazing
top
in
of
that
her
movie.
lungs.
Sexual Perversity in Chicago, David Mamet.
Yep.
Was she a
taking
professional?
care of
At this
business.
point, we don't know.
taking care of business was another great movie.
Yeah.
Mr. Destiny was even pretty good. I mean, it's kind of
Yeah, it was.
That was good.
Yeah.
I love Rob Lowe, and him and Rob Lowe had great chemistry in that movie.
They were. I'm telling you, that's an underrated movie.
Oh fuck! And then they tried to remake it with Kevin Hart, and it didn't work. I'm sorry, I
Yeah.
love Kevin Hart though. But yeah.
Anyway,
All right,
that's
Mark,
my
what do
number
you-
11 pick.
Cool. What do you got, Mark?
Well, this is one of the few skits that worked in the movie world. And I didn't pick Austin Powers, but Austin Powers is in my honorable mentions because this movie meant the world to me when it came out. Wayne's World. It was like my freaking world, like that sucks, blah blah. And they're like, I just loved him on SNL. And when it came to a movie, I go, yes, that was one of the skits I was excited to see come to a movie. So Wayne's World's my number 11.
Oh, I have Wayne's World too. So do I cross it off or?
No, you just
Nah.
keep going.
Oh,
Talk about why you like it when you get to it.
okay.
Yeah,
Well, I did. I'm sorry, Courtney, go ahead.
No, I just said, okay.
Okay. I'm gonna. I guess I don't know if I misunderstood what we're talking about, but I'm gonna by character that the stars that did my favorite skits from SNL. Does that count, right?
Yeah, if you're doing
Yeah.
a movie by them, yeah.
Well, no, it's not a movie. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
a
it's
skit.
movies. It's movies.
All right, I
It's-
fucked up. So I'm just gonna do.
Hey, I didn't know we were going to talk about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for 45
Exactly.
minutes.
There you
So
go.
It says,
out.
Jerry, it says
Catch
top
up,
11
Jerry.
SNL alumni films.
Okay, well, I
films.
fucked up. Jerry fucked up. It's not Joey.
Well, you
fucked
could
up,
go
it's
off.
Jerry
You could
fucked
go.
up.
You could go off topic and
You could
say
go
what-
off the top
Anyway,
of your head.
No,
Yeah.
I could probably tell you movies these people.
Just
have
go
been
off
in.
the head of your.
Well, I'm going to give mad respect to this guy because he's been on the show for 23 years now, I think.
Keenan.
I think he's funny as hell. He does the Black Jeopardy skit. He's fucking
Yeah.
hilarious in it. And he was good in Good Burger, too. I mean, a lot of people don't like Good Burger, but I actually kind of thought it was
I like
kinda
the
funny.
second one better.
But yeah, I'm a huge Kenan Thompson fan. I think the guy's
Me
incredible
too.
talent, man. Funny
me
as
too.
hell. He especially on Saturday Night Live because he never breaks character.
No, and he can have one line in the sketch and it could save the sketch, and it's just one line.
Exactly.
His delivery is amazing.
I've never seen anybody not break. I thought Heidi Gardner was like that too until the Beavis and Butthead.
What about
skit
Phil
a
Hartman?
month or two ago. That was fucking hilarious. I mean,
That's one of
but,
the funniest things I've ever
yeah.
seen.
It was, but and Keenan's awesome. I don't know how much longer he's going to be on the show. He said he'd make it to the 50th year, which is this year. So we'll see what happens afterwards.
Well,
But
he keeps
yeah.
trying to do shows and they get canceled, so he might stay there for an easy check.
Yeah.
So you never know.
Yeah, great fucking talent. I love Keenan. So that's my number 11.
Awesome.
All right, Courtney, number 10.
All right, well, we'll just go to Wayne's World because I also love that movie and I've seen it 100 times. And I liked the music and I liked Tia and I loved her band, Crucial Taunt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a fun movie and I like that they made the girl the rock star. I thought that's cool.
Yeah.
And my friend Priya, I don't know if you know Priya from Diamonds, Priya Panda. She's a singer and their band was on the Kiss Cruise one year, and Priya, she's amazing. She says like she always wanted to be oh my God, Cassandra. Like if you ask her, she's like, I saw Cassandra, and I'm like, I want to be her.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And she
Not
is.
on my list, and I'll tell you why. It's not that I don't love Wayne's World. I do, but I knew one of y'all were gonna pick it. So
You sound like me there.
I just figured, I mean, come on, it's Wayne's World. With that being said, I did pick another Mike Myers movie that is not Austin Powers. Love those movies too, though. But that was part of the thing. It's like I love all three. I'm like, okay, how do I pick the best? Fuck it, honorable mentions.
As long as
This
you
one
didn't pick
is
the
a
Love
very
Guru.
underrated Mike Myers movie. It was before Austin Powers, maybe not before Wayne's World. So I Married an Axe Murderer.
I love that movie, man.
Great movie.
Oh man.
Very
Yeah.
funny. Right.
Whoa, man.
Oh man.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Ba-dum, ba-dum, ba- Yeah, love it. Phil Hartman as the prison guard was hilarious
Oh.
in Alcatraz, where he's giving a tour. And Mike Myers playing his character's dad with the Scottish accent cracks me up. And when he's going off about Colonel Sanders and his little beady eyes, and it's just so fucking funny, man. I love that movie.
That's a good one.
It's not his most popular film, but I thought, you know what? I'll throw it on the list just in case y'all didn't have it on yours. So
Yeah,
there you go.
I'll watch it whenever it comes on. I'll never like. If
I know,
if it
right?
comes
Don't
on,
forget
I'll
about
always
Nancy
watch it.
Travis. She has great
Yeah.
comedic timing.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
good,
she
too.
was good, dude. The whole movie was
Yeah.
really a good movie, man.
And
I
then,
know
of
it's
course,
not the cult classic.
I
Of
love
course,
her in the
Amanda-
voice
Amanda-
of Duckman.
Amanda Plummer always plays a fucking great psycho character.
Oh,
man.
doesn't
always
she?
does.
She does.
Every
Yeah.
Pulp Fiction, fucking the last Star Trek series, she was just she plays these insane, crazy characters. She does it so well too.
In the world
Well,
of
I mean, her
Courtney
dad
Barb.
was a great
Yep.
actor, though. Christopher Plummer was an amazing actor. So it runs in the family.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, Mark, what do you got?
All right. I did have Happy Gilmore, but then I had a brain fart and I go, shit, I need to pick this movie. This is one of my all-time favorites. So this would have been up higher. I got to pick Caddyshack with Bill Murray and freaking Chevy Chase in there. And those two hated each other. But the scene they had together was one of the best scenes in the movie. It was a little harsh, but he's like,
Cannonball.
like a great movie when the priest gets
I don't-
shot, when gets hit by lightning and he runs away.
I don't think anybody liked Chevy Chase. From what I hear, he's not a very easy guy to get
And the
along
priest
with.
is going, there is no God.
Yeah.
I always wondered what he said when he held up the club and got struck by lightning. And then when
Right.
you watch it, it says rat farts.
Rat farts, yeah. Oh,
That's what he
rat farts.
says.
I
Yeah.
guess so.
I'm like, God, all my life, like it was one of those movies we had on VHS when I was younger and we watched a billion times. And I'm like, what the hell is that guy saying? Like, I had no idea. And now I know.
Caddyshack's my number 10, man.
All right, my next one is, since I'm pretty much gonna be doing this on the fly now, which is cool because I've seen all these movies, so I'm gonna just roll with it off my head here. But Adam Sandler and Happy Gilmore, you just mentioned it. I love the fucking scene where he's in the batting cage, getting hit by the balls. You know, it was just so freaking funny. Little kids watching them, and the cast he had in that movie was awesome. I mean, you had Carl Weathers with the fake wooden
Oh,
arm.
so funny.
And then, of course, freaking, I can't remember his name.
Christopher
The shooter,
McDonald.
Christopher McDonald, man, shooter
great.
fucking McGavin. Man, well, he played that part to a freaking T, man.
You know,
I
it's too
saw
bad
him-
they didn't do a sequel sooner because I always want, you know how he had a fight with Bob Barker?
Yeah.
I always
Rematch.
thought it'd been cool if they'd have done a sequel and he got in a fight with Alex Trebek and he could have been like, "You're a double Jeopardy bitch," and then Trebek grab him and beat his ass. That would have been
Wink
hilarious.
Hey,
Martindale's
maybe,
still
maybe they'll
alive.
have Pat Sajak.
Huh?
Maybe they'll have Pat Sajak.
Or you can get in a fight with Wink Martindale. I actually have his bobblehead right behind me. Wink Martindale.
Or maybe
And he
Drew
could say,
Carey.
who now the Joker's wild, bitch. You could do it like
He
that.
could do
There
what
you go.
He
There
could do
you go.
Drew
Tic Tac
Carey.
Toe.
Tic Tac
Tic Tac
Toe.
Toe. Yeah. I used to love that show as a kid.
But I love that. The price is wrong, bitch.
Yeah.
Not on my list, but in my honorable mentions. And because I knew somebody was going to, you know,
Mike, you're sounding like me.
Well, most of the Saturday Night Live films are an Adam Sandler movie, so it's hard to avoid it.
yes.
So many
Yeah.
movies.
And of course, you know, this guy, Kevin Nealon, man, he makes these little
Oh.
cameos for like a minute or two.
Which are
and it just
hilarious.
nails it. And he nailed that role. Be the ball. You know,
Yeah.
punching him out. This fucking hilarious movie.
He's
man. I
another
loved it.
person. Will have one line in something or the
Yeah.
smallest part, and we'll
But
be
he
like, I gotta
makes,
watch
he
this
gets
'cause
the
of
most
Kevin
out of
Nealon.
it.
Right.
Huh?
I agree.
He gets the most out of it.
Yes.
Like you said, it could be one line, but it's like
Uh-huh.
yeah, it's just comedy gold, man.
And
Kevin's great.
He was great on Weekend Update too. He got
He was.
fired for something, didn't he? For saying something.
No,
Oh, that was
No, that was Norm
that was-
Macdonald.
Norm
that was Norm
Macdonald.
McDonald
Yeah.
for the
Which
OJ
rest
joke.
in peace. He was
Rest in-
great too.
Oh
man.
shit! I didn't pick. There's two more Norm Macdonald movies I fucking love.
The
I'm gonna have to
OJ
cross-
jokes
Oh
got
shit!
him fired.
Yeah. All right.
I want to say something about Norm Macdonald real quick. Is it me, or at the end of his career, did he try not to be funny to be funny?
Sort of. You mean like on the Bob Saget roast?
Or anything? I just noticed he was saying stuff that just didn't come across as funny, but was he trying to be funny that way? I think he meant
He
to do
just
that
has
on
a
purpose.
weird, warped sense of humor. But other comedians, every time he opened his mouth, thought he was the funniest person in the world.
But you know what I'm talking about, right? He seemed to like do this straight joke with no punchline or anything. It was just I don't know. I always thought he was great in his early days. Don't get me wrong, but it was just weird, kind of how that happened. But anyway, where are we at now? Okay, we're on Courtney's number 9.
Yeah,
Courtney's number 9.
Yeah, Courtney's number 9.
A futile and stupid gesture with Will Forte,
Mm-hmm.
which is about Douglas Kenny, who started National Lampoon and also wrote Caddyshack and Animal House. Have you guys seen this?
Yes.
Okay.
What is it?
It's the story of Douglas Kenny and how he created Lampoon and Lampoon Radio and at Harvard.
Oh, I didn't see that.
And
It's documentary.
No, it's Will Forte stars in it from Saturday
Oh
Night Live.
wow, I love
Mhm.
Will Forte.
I do too. And he was like BFF with Chevy Chase, who Joel McHale plays. And it's all about him being at Harvard and coming up with the Lampoon and the Lampoon Radio, which a lot of the SNL stars came from, like Gilda Radner and John Belushi. They came from Lampoon Radio.
Jane Curtin did too, didn't she?
I think so. A
Yeah.
bunch of them did. And
Yeah.
then but it's a really interesting story. Like this guy was so funny and it shows like the tortured soul of a comedian. It shows like how fucking crazy and tortured a lot of us are. I mean, not,
Yes.
this was a whole other level, but he did Caddyshack and Animal House and to this day Caddyshack's considered still one of the funniest films ever made. And at the time, it was the funniest film ever made. And then Airplane came out, and
Yeah.
Douglas Kenny felt like a failure and thought he was a failure and killed himself.
Oh,
That
that's so
sucks.
sad.
That is very
Horrible.
sad. It's just, man, this suicide
Horrible.
shit.
Because I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Airplane, but Caddyshack's a classic,
It's
man.
two different kinds of humor. He just
Yeah,
It is.
like
very
Airplane's
tortured.
more satire, slapstick, where Caddyshack was, I mean, that's so sad. I didn't
It's
know that's why he
incredibly
killed
sad.
himself. Jesus.
It was
Looks
part
like I
of it.
picked
He
the
was also
wrong week
very
to
ill,
stop
mentally
sniffing
ill.
glue.
But,
Well, yeah, and that's the thing, I
Yeah.
mean, with mental illness, people, because I'll hear people go, "What were they?" And I'm like, dude, their wires aren't crossed right.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't fucking get it. Like, shut up before you make a bigger idiot of yourself than you already are.
You guys
Mental
should
illness
watch
is a
it.
real
I'm sorry.
thing.
Yeah,
Huh?
believe me. I know I'm a comedian and all my friends are crazy. We have
My
levels of
yeah.
crazy. My husband like talks about some of my friends and the level of crazy. Like this
Mhm.
one's crazier than
Oh,
this.
sure. Like,
In a loving way. In a loving way.
I did amateur comedy for a while, and I mean, all my life I was the class clown. I've always had people, "Oh, you're so funny." And my dad told me a long time ago, "You fit the profile of a comedian, Mike, because you make everybody laugh, but deep down you're a really sensitive guy." And I'm like, yeah,
Very sensitive people.
yeah,
We're
we
very
are.
sensitive
That
people.
And
that's
it's like,
me. I make people laugh at the expense of myself. Like the other day at work, I'm like stressed out, I'm pissed off, and my lead has ADHD, and he's like going into like a hole, and I start singing the Carpenters to him, and he goes, "What the fuck?" I start singing, "Why do birds long to be close to you?" And he's like, "What the fuck, Mark?" And he started laughing. It got him out of his hole, But I was stressed the fuck out, but I made him laugh.
We all have ADHD too, just so you
Yeah.
know.
I
Oh,
know
yeah.
I do. But he'll go in there and he'll look like a deer in the headlights, and I break him out of it every time. I start saying things out the wall. "Hey, Kevin, you're sexy today, buddy." Something like that.
All
Well,
right,
anyway, you guys
so
should check this out. It's a fascinating story. There's a
what's it
book,
called again, Courtney?
A
Yeah, I'll write it down.
Futile and Stupid Gesture.
A futile and
Futile
stupid
Who
gesture.
says futile or
And-
futile? Tomato, tomato.
stupid gesture.
Well, Star Trek, it says
Perry, Pineda,
resistance.
whatever you like.
Resistance is futile.
Yeah, I'll check that out. Thanks.
Me too.
Mhm.
All right, Mike, what do you got, man?
Yeah, now this is a guy who some people I think forget that he was on Saturday Night Live, and he was pretty well, and he was kind of part of that same generation like Eddie Murphy and Joe Piscopo and all that, and that's Billy Crystal. And
That's
I
right.
picked City Slickers
Yeah.
because I love Billy Crystal. I think he's great. His whole Fernando, "You look marvelous, darling," was fucking hilarious. And I just think City Slickers is a really funny movie. But what's kind of cool about it is there's serious parts in it as well, especially the part when their buddy Daniel Stearns just kind of have a meltdown on the guys when they were threatening him with the gun or whatever, and he just fucking has that meltdown and shit, which it's like, I mean, I don't know. I just think it's a really good movie. Jack Palance was amazing in it. And yeah, I've always liked Billy
Yeah.
Crystal. So
I love Daniel Stern in that movie. You were
Hey,
gonna
don't-
I mean,
suck on
I
my-
could
you
have
were
picked
gonna-
When Harry Met Sally, and I almost thought about it because
Yeah.
that's a great movie too.
Hey,
Yeah.
And
don't,
another
don't
underrated movie of his, and
You
that's
were,
in my,
you were gonna suck on my ass. I love you, man. That was great. Yeah, great fucking movie.
when Harry Met Sally, and then I another one of his that's a very underrated movie in my opinion is Mr. Saturday Night.
Oh, that's a great movie. Yeah.
What
Yeah.
about Running Scared with him and Gregory
Oh,
Hines?
Great movie.
that's another good one.
I always
That's
bring
a-
that one up. But hey, Hey, don't you hate it when you stick a nail up your nose and you jam it with a hammer? That really hurts, doesn't it? That was Christopher Guest and him talking about stuff that nobody does, but they do it and it hurts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was that really hurts, man.
Yeah, Christopher Guest, he's great too.
Oh yeah, I might have him coming up later. But
All right, Mark, what do you got?
all right, we got to get the girl in here, and I think she didn't make that many movies. And it's a film with Bob Newhart that really nobody it was written by Buck Henry. If you know, Buck Henry hosted a lot of fucking was a writer on Saturday Night Live. The first family. She was Bob Newhart's daughter. And it was fucking hilarious as fuck. Buck Henry wrote it and directed it.
First family.
The
I don't
first
think I've
family.
seen that one.
Yeah, I brought it up to Eddie Conestrachi, man. It's like I remember seeing that in the movies with my mom, and I downloaded it somewhere illegally and watched it and showed it to my ex-wife, and she was laughing her ass off. Gilda Radner's like daughter, and she's like old, and she's like has problems and shit. It's freaking Bob
I vaguely
Newhart's the
remember
president.
this. Okay, the first family. Okay.
Yeah, Buck Henry wrote it and directed it.
No, I don't
Okay.
remember that.
Good movie, man. I like it. So I got to get Gilda in there. She didn't make many movies.
No,
And
Love
this-
Gilda Radner.
Yeah.
so do I. Baba Wawa. But okay, my pick is I thought this was a hilarious movie. It's Will Ferrell. It had Mark Wahlberg in it. The other guys, man. That movie was freaking hilarious, man. I mean, it's when I first started. I didn't really like Mark Wahlberg until I saw that movie, but
Really?
he actually can do comedy really well. You know what I mean? And I thought he was awesome. The favorite part of that movie is when he went home to meet Will Ferrell's wife, and he was like, "How are you married to this guy?" And he's like calling her, "Oh, it's my ball and chains." You know, I think it was Eva Mendes. Is that who it was? I can't remember.
It
Real
was Eva
beautiful
Mendes,
woman.
I think. Yeah.
It was just totally funny. I thought his deliveries were great. I loved it when The Rock and who was it, Samuel L. Jackson? Jumped off the
Diesel,
building?
wasn't it?
I thought it was Samuel L.
It was
Jackson.
two action stars that just jumped off the building and went splat for no reason. It made no sense.
Maybe
but
not. Yeah, but it was just fucking hilarious movie in
Yeah.
my opinion. I'm not the hugest Ferrell guy, but I do love him in that movie. I thought he was hilarious.
I love Will Ferrell, and I just took one of his movies off my list because I remembered another one. So
But anyway, that's my number 11. What's your number 8, Courtney? Or number 9? I mean 8. Bleh. Courtney, what's your number 8? Excuse me.
My number 8. Actually, Mike, I thought you were going to say this when you were doing your Billy Crystal homage. I thought you were going to say Throw Mama from the Train. So I'm glad
Oh,
you didn't say
that's a
it.
good
Another
one.
great
Yeah,
one. I
you know.
forgot about that one.
So I
Yeah.
picked Throw Mama from the Train because it's also one of my favorite movies of all
That's a
time.
great movie, man.
I've seen
I
it
can't believe I
once.
forgot about that one.
Billion times. I think my friends and I still quote the movie to each other on the phone on a regular basis.
Oh yeah,
Like,
Mama.
who are you talking to?
Owen doesn't
What's
have
the
any
weather,
friends. He's
Mama?
fat and stupid.
You
She
were
hits him
talking
with
to a
the pan.
machine?
she hits him with the pan.
Owen doesn't have a friend. That's because he's
He's
shy.
fat and stupid.
No, it's because he's fat and he's stupid. It's such a good movie. It's so sad, but it's based on what's the movie? What's the movie it's based on? Strangers on a Train. Sorry,
Which is a great movie.
right? Which is Alfred Hitchcock. Strangers on a Train.
I
right?
understand what
kill
you
my
were
wife?
trying to tell me. He said,
Yeah,
"Great
I'll kill
movie,
your
man."
mom. You kill my wife.
Yep.
And then, have you seen it, Jerry?
No, I haven't.
You never
Throw
see
Mama
Throw
from the
Mom
Train?
for the Train?
Oh, I thought you were talking about the first one you mentioned.
Oh,
Strangers on a
But
Train.
it's based off that or what?
Yeah,
The premise is, in
The
fact,
premise.
that's
Oh,
the movie
gotcha.
they're watching when he tells Owen, played by Danny DeVito, to go see a movie. Go see a Hitchcock movie. The
Yeah.
movie that he's watching is Strangers on the Train. Your
Okay,
father,
I got you. Yeah.
your wife,
So
my
he
father, Chris
thinks-
Cross.
yeah. He thinks that he's telling him, "Oh,
Yeah.
kill my wife." kill your
It's
mom."
been probably since the 90s I've seen it, but yeah, I have.
Oh,
It's been a long
Watch it
time.
again. You'll crack up.
I
That's
have been.
hilarious.
I've been watching movies I haven't seen in a while that I didn't like and it's starting to like. Same thing with the music. There's some music that I'm liking nowadays. I would never have liked it. I'm kind of embarrassed by it, but I'm starting like a Firehouse album now, Mike. I'm sorry, dude. Take
Are
a
you
metal card.
Are you
Take a
liking
metal
No
card
shame
from
on
me.
Firehouse.
Take
Are
a
you-
metal card away from me, Mike.
Are
I
you
don't
liking
blame you,
Oingo
but,
Boingo yet?
I'm
No.
not a
Aw.
I'm not a gatekeeper, Cherry. I
He
mean,
is.
No, but you know what I mean. You
I-
like
I-
what you like, and you can't help it. And
Yeah.
it's weird because the last few years I've been getting heavier in my tastes. I really have. Like these
Oh
bands,
yeah.
like,
Well, I mean,
know,
I like all kinds of rock and metal,
Yeah.
and not just rock and metal. Like I can sit here and talk to you about Mozart, and then turn right around and talk to you about, orbit culture. You know what I mean? I'm all
I
over.
heard I heard
Dude,
the
the
Firehouse
song-
album,
the
the debut album by Firehouse, and I'm like, dude, why am I
Dude,
liking
go
this? I
listen.
hated it back
Go
then.
listen to "Reach for the Sky" album. That title track.
I'm
is-
afraid to because I don't want to like that one.
That
too,
was a
man.
great "Reach for the Sky." I fucking love that song.
Yeah, I lose a few metal cards for that one, but oh well.
I've lost my metal card a long time ago, so you're okay.
I never got one.
I never got one
they were
either.
leaving them out. I didn't get it.
I'm just a
so.
music fan. Man. I like all sorts of music, even though
Right.
I'm on that metal station. I play Oingo Boingo, but it's okay.
I have a tinfoil card, but I do. I like everything too. But
Yeah.
I love Oingo Boingo. Whoever just said Oingo.
Right on.
Flesh and
Thank you.
blood.
I'm seeing the former members of Oingo Boingo on November 2nd at the
Where?
Montclair Canyon.
They're playing for free on my street
Ah,
on Halloween.
damn.
They block off our streets and we do a Halloween walk and they're playing. And Drama
Steve-
Rom's playing the next night.
Steve Bartek's one
That
of the
is
greatest
cool,
guitar
though.
players
That
of all
is
time.
cool, though. That bands do stuff like that.
Yeah, it's great.
That is cool.
Yeah.
All right, Mike. I think we're on Mike's number 8.
Okay. My number 8 again. Sandler has done so many films, and it was really hard to pick which one. But I kind of figured there was somebody that was going to either pick Happy Gilmore or Billy Madison or one. And I thought about going with either Little Nicky because I am a
Oh,
metalhead.
I love that.
But I love all kinds of music. I mean,
Chicago backwards.
my first love will always be hard rock and metal. But like I said, I love all kinds of music. But yeah, but I went with, because I'm a football fan, The Waterboy.
Nice.
I love The Waterboy, man.
Yeah.
I just think it's hilarious. I mean, that stretch of films that Adam did, man, was just like one great movie after another, in my opinion. I throw Wedding Singer in that list too. I mean, just he had a hell of a
That's
run.
good one.
And then he fucked up with Jack and Jill. Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah, that was terrible.
That was horrible.
Yeah.
It happens.
It happens.
I liked his remake of The Longest Yard. I thought that was
That was
pretty
good.
It wasn't bad. That wasn't bad.
I was surprised.
Another movie his I liked that some people didn't. My co-host from the Metal Mike show, Bildo, he didn't like it, but I like Click. I thought Click was a
Oh, I
funny
love
movie,
Click.
and
I
I
haven't
also
seen
thought
that
it kind of
one.
had a powerful message, man. So, and I mean, come on, how can you not love Christopher Walken?
Yeah, Christopher Walken's in there, man.
Oh, now I got to see it.
Yeah, Click is awesome.
Yeah.
But hey, speaking of Little Nicky, Kevin Nealon again.
Yep. Oh, he shows up in a few movies I have written down here.
Yeah.
Coming
He's
up,
like
so,
in
yeah.
all of the movies, even the ones that Adam Sandler's not in, like the ones that his team does. Kevin
Yeah.
Nealon's in the, like Grandma's Boy.
Oh, I
That
love
movie's
Grandma's
great.
Boy.
Yeah, Grandma's Boy's great.
It's
Yeah.
hilarious, and he
Yeah.
plays the weird boss, like the weird. Oh my
Yeah.
god,
Right.
he's amazing.
He's so dry, and he just hits his line so perfect. It's like it's like he's like the new, like the old Leslie Nielsen. He just hits those, man.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
He
I'll
should
put him in
he
that
should
category,
should do the remake of Naked Gun, not the other guy, but we'll see.
Yeah,
Wait,
I'm
who's
actually
doing it?
Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson.
What?
That's what I said. That's what I said at first. I'm like,
Liam
It's gonna
Neeson's
be
a great actor. I bet.
But have you
is,
seen
man.
A Million Ways to Die in the West? He was really
He
good.
was funny in that one.
He was funny in that one.
He'll
Yeah.
be. I mean, he's Liam Neeson. He'll be great.
Yeah.
I mean, he'll be great. But yeah, I would.
Because I can see him just try, but he's going to deliver the lines no matter how crazy they are, but he'll do it all serious and shit.
Yeah.
Because that's what made Leslie Nielsen funny. I mean, people have to realize Leslie
that he was so serious.
was a dramatic
Yeah.
actor before Airplane. That's why they
Right.
casted him and Lloyd
Yeah.
Bridges and all those guys. That's what
Robert
made
Stack.
it funny. Is
Yeah.
you had these guys who did all these movies like Airplane that they were spoofing. It was brilliant, man.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's an excellent
Yeah.
point. Well, John Hamm was good as Fletch, and I thought it was going to suck.
Oh,
and
I
liked it.
like that. I like that.
I was
Fletch.
all worried because
I
I
like it too.
love. Well, we haven't gotten there yet, but
Yeah,
maybe.
we'll
Am
get
I
to it.
next? I'll just do Fletch now, I guess. If I'm next.
well, no, we got Mark coming up next.
Okay.
Mark.
Not me.
Okay. All right. I did have Anchorman at this spot, but then I remembered Christopher Guest. Fucking this is Spinal Tap. How can I not talk about that movie?
Well,
Yeah.
Michael McKeon was a member of SNL
Oh, he was for 1
way
year.
later in
1
the
year. Yeah,
90s.
1 year.
So
Yeah,
it
right.
works.
yeah, he
And
was.
Harry
and
Shearer.
yeah,
Yeah, and Harry Shearer was in Saturday Night
Yeah,
Live
he was.
along with Martin Short and Billy Crystal.
yeah.
during
So it's
that
got
era.
3 in there. It's like this is one of the. It's like rock and roll stars talk about this. That shit happened to us. We wanted a big fucking model, and they give us a 2-inch freaking Stonehenge, and fucking they lose her
Well, really, what
backstage.
it was, that Stonehenge, the idea for that was Black Sabbath. It was the Born Again lineup, and what happened is they gave them a Stonehenge that was too big. They said foot, and the guy thought it was meters. So Tony's like, "We got this ginormous, bigger than the real Stonehenge, man. We
Oh, that's
couldn't
funny.
do anything with it." And of course, with this the Spinal Tap, they have it where it's
Yeah.
fucking. That
And
movie,
they
is
got
great.
little dwarfs dancing around,
Yeah.
and they get
That
lost in the
movie-
backstage.
That movie has so many amazing ones.
They have a 2 coming out. I'm wondering how that's gonna go.
And I
they're-
loved how you got the 11 because this goes to 11.
Yeah, it's
Love
one of the
that. Love
best
that.
quotable lines. It goes, why don't you get an app that goes to 10? Because this goes to 11. I would say the same thing. It's higher. It's an higher number.
Tonight I'm gonna rock you tonight is the funniest song title of any song ever. Is it Weir or I? Tonight we're gonna rock you tonight, or is it tonight I'm gonna rock you tonight?
I don't remember.
Oh my God, it's the best song title.
I think it's I'm going to rock you tonight. I do. I think that's
Tonight.
what it is. If I'm trying to think of it. If I remember
Tonight I'm
right.
gonna rock you tonight. Okay, I was right the first
Yeah.
time. It's the friggin' funny. So funny. I can't even, every time I think about it, I could just see them sitting there coming up with song ideas and coming up with the title of this one. And oh God, it's just so amazingly clever and hilarious. And it's so simple.
Yeah.
Just those little
Speaking
tiny
of Christopher, speaking of
Because
Christopher,
a lot,
Guest,
because
I
a lot of
could've
that,
picked-
a lot of that movie's based on like events for real bands.
Yeah.
I think that
the band,
Yeah.
the bands love it. They
Get,
like
lo-
get
trying
lost
to
backstage.
get lost trying to find the stage and shit like that. I think that's actual.
A lot
I
of it's
can't
based
remember-
on Saxon.
Yeah, Saxon.
Is no, really,
Is
isn't it?
I think
Didn't
so.
I don't
one
know,
of
to
them
be
go
honest
on
with you.
tour with Saxon?
I do know that you might be onto something there. I also know that Dee Snider flat out said he had a moment where he was in this place. It was a stadium, and it was one of those places where half of it was a theater and the other half was a stadium, and
Yeah.
he got lost. And he can hear the crowd and he can hear the music, so he runs out to the stage. He's like, "All right," and nobody's there, and he's like, "I'm thinking I'm like somebody slipped me a Mickey, like I'm tripping because I can hear a crowd, I can hear the band, but there's nobody around because he was on the other side." It was fucking hilarious, man. So yeah, there's a lot of things that I've heard rock stars say that they relate to with that movie.
I'm
So,
sure.
Yeah.
And the snafus on stage, the pod not opening is one of the funniest things.
Oh yeah, with Harry, he's still
Oh my
playing.
God.
The drummer spontaneously combusting.
Brilliant.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Yep.
You don't want to be a Spinal Tap drummer, man.
No, I don't pay to be a drummer.
You,
for
you will
Spinal
die.
Tap.
You will die. I'm wondering if they're going to keep that up at Spinal Tap 2 where the drummers die. They should get like famous drummers now, like Mike Portnoy or something. That would
Right.
explode.
Oh, there'll be tons of Easter eggs, I'm sure.
Yeah, man. But
I think what's cool about that movie, well, the characters were actually in the Stars video with Dio.
Yeah.
The video deal with Stars. They were dressed in character in that video.
wasn't
I thought it
Michael
was hilarious.
McKean in We Are the World?
I don't
He
think
might
so.
have been,
Oh,
dude.
wasn't? Oh, I don't know. I thought.
I can't
That was
remember.
another comedy guy. He was in there. But yeah,
All right.
that's my number 8, and also honorable mention to Princess Bride. Keep going.
My number 8 is another movie where Kevin Nealon does a line or two in. I don't know. I've always been a Jane Curtin fan. I've always liked her. And you put Jane Curtin and Dan Aykroyd together, you're gonna get freaking comic. I love the Coneheads movie, dude. Laugh at me if you
Oh,
want.
I love that.
I
I
like that
thought it was
movie, man.
hilarious. The infamous,
Beldar.
Beldar.
the infamous button scene in the shower, that was a fucking classic, dude. And then all kinds of cameos, man. Well,
Oh, all kinds of. Well, Michael
Farley-
McKeon's in that
yeah.
movie. David
That's
Spade's
true.
in that movie.
Farley, I mean, all kinds of
Farley.
people.
I mean,
Yeah.
dude, a bunch
yeah,
of
my
people
God.
appear in that movie.
And the fireworks scene was just fucking classic.
I think
She
Jan
put this
Hook
little-
is even in that
Yeah,
movie.
Jan
Ain't
Hook's
she the
is in
chick
it.
that's in love with Beldar?
Yeah.
Dan
Beldar.
Hooks.
And Lorraine Newman's at the very end of
Yeah.
it too. She's one of the Conehead people.
Yeah.
And Dan Aykroyd's brother, I think, is in
Well,
there.
she
as
was
well.
the original daughter.
Yeah, she's the original
She
daughter.
was the original Conehead daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep,
I thought
she
it was,
was.
Yeah, I thought they did. When I first heard about them doing that movie, I thought that's going to be dumb. But I actually kind of thought it was really funny, man. I really
Oh, my dad
did.
loved it, but he was a big fan of that skit anyway. Like some of my
Right.
earliest memories as a child. That's how cool my parents were. They actually let me watch Saturday Night Live.
Right.
Fried
Yeah.
egg embryos and a sixer.
And
For
some
Halloween.
Funnies, and they'd open up the entire 6-pack. And
Since Halloween's coming, they were giving out fried egg embryos and a
we are
sixer.
French. We are
I'm
French.
surprised they didn't do the Wild and Crazy Guys movie.
I know. I was
I
When
know,
they
wondering
sort
about
of did with the Roxbury guys, whatever.
Yeah.
That's a one joke. It's literally one joke.
No,
But can you imagine the Wild and Crazy Guys with Dan
Yeah.
Aykroyd and Steve Martin?
that
as
would
a
have been
movie?
awesome. That
Yeah.
I'm
That would have been
surprised it never
hilarious.
happened.
They would have
I
gave
am
them
really
a
shocked that
backstory
never
and everything.
You know what?
Or-
I bet they developed it. I bet you they developed it and sold it, and it was option, and it was a thing, and then
They
something
killed it.
happened.
Somebody killed
Or
it.
Hans and Franz should have done that. Too. I
Oh,
bet that was
Hans and
hilarious.
Franz is
Yeah.
awesome. Evan Nealon.
Kevin
Yeah.
Nealon
Yeah.
and Dana Carvey, man.
I have more muscle in my little pinky than you have in your entire body.
You girly man.
You're girly, man. I liked it when Schwarzenegger was on there and admonishing
Yeah.
them for being girly, man. And they were like,
that was funny. That he had to come on. He had
yeah, you had to get Schwarzenegger on there, man.
Yeah.
All right,
All
Jerry,
right.
where are we at?
Number 7, Courtney.
Fletch.
Great fucking movie right
I
there.
love
man.
Fletch. It's one of those other movies I've seen a million times. If it's on TV, I'll watch it again.
Yep.
And whenever we go out to dinner, like at some point, even an old boyfriend of mine from many, many years ago, when I see him, we say, "Hey, I'll have a steak sandwich and a steak sandwich." And we put it on the Underhills tab. And it's Dr. Rosen when he's in the hospital and he's just trying to pretend he's a doctor. It's Dr. Rosen. Just there's so many funny scenes in that movie. The story's like okay, but like I mean it's kind of fun the way it comes together, like the books, like the reporter. But each of those little scenes have such hilarious moments. They're like almost a sketch in themselves. Because the
Yes.
characters are so stupid. Like when he's trying to repair the airplane, or is that in the first one? Yeah, that's the first one. And he comes in with the teeth and the silly characters.
I've not seen that. You said that who did the new one? You mentioned him earlier.
John Hamm.
John Hamm. It's
John
pretty good.
Hamm,
It was
really?
pretty
Oh.
good. Yeah.
It was pretty good. It was all shot in Boston, which is where I'm from originally, and my family, and we liked
Okay.
watching it for that reason too. It was
I'll
fun.
have to check that out.
It's pretty good. There were
Pretty
some
good.
laugh out loud moments. There were a few.
Yeah.
I laughed out loud. Yeah.
But yeah, Fletch, man. I mean, there's just so many great one-liners that Chevy uses in that movie
Yeah.
too, man. It's just, I'll
Especially
give
when
him this. I mean, I've heard some stories that the dude's an asshole in real life, which
That's
kind of breaks my heart
apparently
because
the
we
case.
share a birthday. He's born on the same day as me, but I'm a fan of his work. Sometimes you got to separate the artist from the art,
You
unfortunately.
do.
Just talk to Donald Glover about him. He'll tell you.
Oh yeah, I'm the same way. I mean, I think he's one of the best, but yeah, I heard he's a real jerk off in real life, which is unfortunate.
That's why his roast was so weird, because everybody actually hated him.
Yeah.
That was in it. A lot of people
I need to
really
watch that
hated
again.
him.
I need to watch that again.
It's so awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he can't take any of it as a joke. But I think he just is one of those people, because I work with people like this and I deal with people like this all the time, that have narcissistic personality disorder. Like they're not
Right.
just narcissists, but they actually have the disorder where they have like a hint of psychopath. They're just so numb to the rest of the world and anybody else. They have zero empathy. And I mean, they're funny because they're funny, but they're just so full of themselves that they can't even relate to another person. They couldn't even pass
Yeah.
the salt. Let me put it that way. A person like that couldn't pass the salt. It just wouldn't occur to them to do something for someone else that didn't benefit them in some way unless they were passing you the salt so you could hand them the pepper. And
Yeah.
now I'm done.
Yeah, I
Sounds
think
like
Bill.
Sounds like you're talking about my ex-girlfriend, Courtney.
Oh no.
I think Bill Murray's the same way. He's a guy that a lot of people don't like either.
I've
for
heard some
reason. I
stories
don't know,
about
yeah.
him too.
Well, Bill Murray and Chevy Chase don't like each other because narcissists
That's what I mean. You
don't
put
like
those-
each other.
They don't.
Oh, they
It's
don't
all
like each
about
other.
me. Sorry, it
You
looks
put
like I'm
those-
having a
you
sword
put those-
fight with them.
You
But
put
yeah,
those two in
they
a movie together. Yeah, it's like wow.
yeah, what movie are they in together?
Caddyshack.
Caddyshack.
Oh, besides
Barely.
Caddyshack. Sorry.
That's
That's
it.
it.
That's it.
That's
That's
pretty
it.
much it. Yeah.
Because I heard they didn't even like each other on
Saturday-
SNL.
Well, he
Like-
wasn't on SNL with him. He was his
Oh, that's
replacement.
right. He was he's the guy that
Chevy
replaced
left after
Chevy.
the first year. Yeah, because he got movies and shit. Yeah.
Oh.
And especially because what I hear how party atmosphere filming Caddyshack was that they didn't like each other still. I mean, I heard that was like a Coke and alcohol.
Well, you
fest
know they're
doing
both
that
the
movie.
life of the
Debbie
party.
was tooting.
Yeah.
You'll see in the
Oh, lots of
movie.
nose candy at that.
They're both the life of the party. They're both trying to be the MC. That's why they're butting heads.
Even though
Yeah.
both their styles are totally different, though.
Yeah.
I mean, Chevy and
So
and-
different.
yeah,
But
so
they could
different.
both
Like-
both work a room. I think that's why they got mad. They could both work a room.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
All right. So Mike, what do you got for number 7?
Number 7, one that was already mentioned, Anchorman. Love that movie. Think it's hilarious. There's so many great lines. One of my favorites has always been you have an absolutely breathtaking hiney. I mean, that thing's good. I want to be friends with
Seen
you. I
that
love
one?
that.
Yeah.
Yep. Just a really funny movie, and not just him, but everybody in it. I mean, it very much was an ensemble piece.
Oh yeah.
I love
Steve
movies
Carell,
like
Paul
that.
Rudd.
Yeah.
I can't remember the guy with the cowboy hat. I can't remember his name. He's in a lot of stuff. I can't remember
He's
his
in
name.
lots
off
of
the
stuff.
moment.
He's a character actor.
Yeah,
Oh, he's
in Modern
hilarious, though.
Family. He's in Modern Family, all kinds of stuff like that. Recently.
Yeah.
I
Why
just
is
can't
his name
remember his
escaping
name.
me?
Yeah,
He was a
He's a
comic,
funny
and
guy.
his,
Yeah,
his
he's a
wife's
comic.
a stand-up comedian.
yeah.
Oh, what's his name?
It's
We'll
right.
look it
I mean, yeah. But yeah, I mean,
He played the sports guy.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
keep going.
Grammy guy, David.
All right.
David Ketchner.
Yep.
David Ketchner. Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's great. Very funny.
Whammy.
Yeah, whammy.
Sky rockets in flight. Afternoon.
Oh,
delight.
God.
The whale's vagina. Come on, that's like one of the most quoted lines in movie history.
How about fuck you, San Diego?
I'm kind of a big deal.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
Stay classy.
Scotch. I love Scotch. All right.
That's one of the best things about that Tom Brady roast is when Will came in character as
Yeah.
Ron Burgundy.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
They
fucking
got the
hilarious.
Ron Burgundy podcast. If you guys ever check that one out.
That's funny.
I'll have to listen to that, man. 'Cause hilarious.
All right. So we're on Mark.
Mark? Me?
Mark.
Hang on,
All
you
right.
guys. I apologize. I'll be right back. There's
Okay.
a
Sure.
situation here. So
No
hang on.
problem.
Gotcha.
Well, I'm gonna go for we were speaking of Chevy Chase. I gotta go with the first movie I ever saw him in. Vacation. God damn.
on my honorable list, and I'll explain why later. Keep going.
I love Vacation. You got Anthony Michael Hall in there, and freaking I was always turned on by the wife. I love
Beverly
blondes.
D'Angelo.
Oh,
Oh,
Beverly
gorgeous.
D'Angelo.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Gorgeous woman.
And then who Billy Joel's wife was in there when he's blonde.
Christy Brinkley.
Christy
Yeah.
Brinkley. Oh my God, 2 blondes in one movie. I was like, hello. I was my
Yeah,
mom
I
always
always
said,
had a
Mark, you
crush
like
on
blondes.
Beverly D'Angelo. She was just so fucking cute.
Boom, da, doo. Was she singing, in
Yeah.
in the second movie?
Oh, but yeah, fucking Randy Quaid is cousin Eddie. dude.
Randy Quaid.
Oh,
That's what was
dude.
missing from the second movie. Even though I do love European Vacation, he was missing for that. Luckily, they brought him back for Vegas.
I don't know why they call it
Yeah.
Hamburger Helper. It's just so fine on its
No,
own. He
well, they
was-
brought him
yeah.
back for Christmas.
Christmas.
Vacation.
Yeah, and then he came
And
in Vegas.
Vegas, and Vegas, yeah.
Okay.
Shitter's full.
Shitter's
Classic
full.
line.
Hey, Christmas shitter was full.
You can put Vacation or Christmas Vacation. I love them both. But I had to put the first movie.
That's why. Yeah, I'll get into that later.
All right. So Vacation's my number
Great
7.
pick
man.
though, Mark. Great pick. I mean, Vacation. It's
Hey, got Lindsey Buckingham, Holiday Road.
Yeah.
Come
Great
on, that
song, yeah.
song is used in everything.
You know
man.
what? I'll
They're even using it
mi-
in T-Mobile commercials. T-Mobile.
I'm probably the minority. I'm probably in the minority here, but I thought the remake was actually kind of funny.
I've
Well,
never
I like
seen
it.
it.
I like it. It's with the guy from The
Office guy.
Office. The Office
Hilarious.
guy.
And Christina
Jason
Applegate again.
Sudeikis, right?
No, he wasn't
No,
in The Office.
um,
It's the
He
one.
was the guy. He was the guy that took over for
no,
Michael.
he was in. He was
Yeah.
in.
Ed Helms.
Ed
Ed
Helms.
Helms.
There
Thank
go. Ed
you.
Helms.
There you go.
I was just gonna go that one movie where they're in Vegas.
Oh, The
I
Hangover.
thought
Hangover.
The Hangover. Yeah, that's a
Hang on,
great movie.
everything's okay, but I had to grab a glass of Chardonnay. Okay.
Right on.
I guess it's not a remake. I guess it's more of a.
It was
I
a
guess.
Well, it's not a
continuation
remake
because Chevy Chase came in
Continuation.
there. Yeah.
Isn't
But,
he
yeah,
Rusty
I mean-
and
Rusty
his
is an
family,
adult.
right?
But that scene with the cow, with the frickin' oh my god, that was gross.
When they're swimming
Um,
in the sewer, they think it's the hot springs in the new one. Yeah, it was just.
But isn't
I
the
own that
premise-
on Blu-ray.
I've not seen it, but isn't the premise that Rusty's an adult with his
Yeah,
own
that's
family?
Rusty.
Clark,
Ed
and
Helms
then
is Rusty.
Clark's
Yeah.
a grandpa, right?
Yeah.
And and Chris Hemsworth is fucking hilarious. In
Oh,
that movie,
he's-
dude. I'm
he's
telling
great.
you, dude. He's fucking great in that movie. He's
Hey,
got a pretty
I
short-
liked him in the Women Ghostbusters movie where he played a dumb blonde.
He was great.
He was great in that movie.
He's actually, when he does comedy, really that horrible remake of Ghostbusters. I thought he was the funniest thing in it.
Oh,
Since he was,
yeah.
like, the secretary.
I
I love Kate McKinnon. I'm a huge Kate McKinnon fan. I love her. I thought she was
Yeah.
the best part of the best woman.
I
the best of the best
like
before.
the female Ghostbusters movie. It was, they should have
it
not
sh-
put the old characters as new characters. They should have used them as their they
No,
put it
I'm
in a
fine
different
with that.
dimension. I didn't like that. And they
I'm
killed
fine with that.
Bill Murray out a window. I didn't like that.
Well, they
Alright.
kept
But-
them for the ones that they did, the two ones that they did, the Afterlife and
Yeah,
the
but they brought them.
ice one,
I
whatever.
think the other one was in a different dimension, like Marvel universe or something.
was
I don't
in
know what
another
they're-
dimension.
Yeah, another
And
dimension.
I thought it was gonna be awesome. I love Chris
Multiverse.
Farley. I love Melissa McCarthy. I love Kate McKinnon. I love Leslie Jones. But man, for some reason, it just didn't work. For some reason,
Watch
I
it
don't know
again.
why.
You might like it. I like it.
Okay. All right. My number 7 is going to be an obscure Chevy Chase movie called Modern Problems.
Oh, I like that movie.
Oh,
You ever seen that one? It had Dabney Coleman in it. Dabney Coleman in it. He
Dabney
I guess
Coleman rules, by the way.
he gets this toxic waste fucking
He just
spilled on him.
died.
He turns into some kind of a he gets these powers or whatever. It's just hilarious. I'm trying to think who else was in it. I think Bruno Kirby was in it.
Oh, I love
I miss
Bruno
Bruno
Kirby.
Kirby.
too. I
Shit, who
loved
else was
him.
in it?
Me too.
Oh, I'm trying to think of the woman.
Goldie
Ugh.
Hawn. No,
No,
Goldie Hawn.
no.
Goldie
wasn't
almost
Goldie
seems like
Hawn.
old times.
I'm sorry, you're right.
Oh, what was it called?
You're
What was her name? But anyway, it was just a hilarious movie. I mean, I think we lost Dabney Coleman this year, correct?
Yeah.
We
Or a
did.
year or
We
two.
just lost him.
Great freaking actor. I mean, he's not
Mary
really
Kay
known for-
Place. Mary Kay
That's it.
Place.
That's it.
I love
You never
Dabney
really-
Coleman.
Big
Not really
Chill.
know as a comedian. He always played a great asshole, and he was a great asshole in this movie too.
Well, he was in a
Yeah.
great show called Slap Maxwell. If you ever watched that, it was pretty
Yep.
fucking good.
Yep. And he was an asshole. He's fucking classic in 9 to 5. I don't care.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
Mr. Hart.
Mr. Hart, man, legend.
Oh, and plus he
asshole.
wasn't he in War Games?
Yep. He was
Yep.
like the creator of the Whopper.
Yeah.
But the classic scene in Modern Problems when he's doing that huge line of fucking cocaine and doing the Donald Duck for it. If you remember Modern Problems,
I know what it is,
remember that
yeah.
fucking scene. It's just hilarious, dude.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put that on my list too. Modern Problems.
It was one of the more obscure ones, but it was actually really funny in my opinion. So that's my number 7. There, number 6, Courtney.
My number 6 is Bridesmaids.
Love that movie.
Bridesmaids is amazingly funny. Kristen and Maya Rudolph, two of my faves.
I love
Melissa
them both.
McCarthy.
Kristen wrote that, didn't she? Or co-wrote
She
it?
did with her
Yeah,
with
it's-
her writing partner. The woman she did Mamulo. What's her first name?
Annie Mamulo.
Annie Mamulo. She did the Barb and Star Go to Vista Del Mar.
That was funny.
That was crazy and
I
weird.
liked it. I liked it.
I should
That was a-
have, like
That was a breakout movie for Melissa McCarthy. because
Bridesmaids
She was known
almost
to be
made
in
my list.
They
That
should make a
movie-
tr- They should make a
Fucking
Target
hilarious.
Lady movie.
because I was forced to watch the Gilmore Girls with my sister and
I'm
wife.
sorry.
And she was such a straight-laced person in that movie.
I
Then you watch her
know.
in Bridesmaid where she gets this filthy ass mouth. It's just hilarious, man. I mean,
Well, she's a great improviser, and they
It
let her
totally-
improvise.
It totally took off.
I watch all her movies and Mike and Molly.
Oh, Spy was
Yeah,
awesome. That was
I
a
think
fucking
Melissa
good,
McCarthy kind of stole the show with that movie, though. She
She
was
did.
fucking
Yeah.
hilarious, and
I did too, man.
Shitting in the
They-
sink.
yeah, all of them. I mean, it was a really well. I mean, everybody was great in it, and I laughed my ass off when I watched that movie.
a great
It's so
movie, man.
funny and so real
Great
and
pick.
true. Like women, when your friend's getting married and you're younger like that, there is so much jealousy and fear and stress, and like that's all happening with us. So as a
Yeah.
woman watching that, I identified with so much of it, and that's why it's so huge.
Well, I
Like,
think,
you know,
and I don't even know if
for
it's.
us.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure it is for you ladies, but I think even
Mhm.
men. Sometimes people don't like change, and when
that too.
your best friend, you're like hetero life mate, as Jay from Jay and Silent Bob says,
Yeah.
is going to get married, you're like, whoa, what's going on? Oh man,
Yeah.
this is different. And how do I react to this? And it's very human. It's very natural to be that way. Like, hey, they were mine first, even though it's not the same type of relationship at all. It's hard sometimes to let that go.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
And the airplane scene, if you haven't seen it, to me is the
Classic.
funniest part
Oh.
of the movie.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
I
so
think Kristen
funny.
Wiig's such a cutie too, man. I'm a
She
big fan.
is, yes. Yeah.
She is. Her timing
You know,
is
her-
amazing.
you know, her
have you
Will-
seen her in the MacGruber movie?
Yeah.
You know, her and Will Ferrell actually tried to do a serious movie together, a Lifetime movie or something like that. Did you ever notice? You remember hearing about that? It was
No.
awful. They can't do serious stuff, man. Sorry, they're
Mhm.
not good at that. They're like husband and wife, and he was like, some young girl was like in love with Will Ferrell's character. It was just bad.
Oh
I mean,
no.
but yeah, no, yeah.
And this was
It's
made
not-
for television?
It was a Lifetime. Even look it up. It said, "Will."
I am looking that up.
Look at Will Ferrell, Kristen Wiig serious movie. I forget what it's called. I can't remember. It was bad. Yeah. It was either a Lifetime or a Hallmark or some weird shit like that. I have a wife and child, so I have to watch this stuff. So that's why I know all this
A
stuff. Some of
Deadly
it's-
Adoption.
Is that what
No,
it
it was
is?
a black comedy.
No, it's not I don't think it was. It wasn't funny.
Oh.
You know what wasn't funny was Bewitched, but we can move on from that one.
All right. Anyway, Mike, what's your number 6, dude?
Tommy Boy.
I knew you guys are gonna pick that.
The late great Chris Farley, man.
Yeah.
I mean, what can I say? It was just a great movie. Him and David Spade were great together. I love Brian Dennehy as his dad, and Dan Aykroyd was hilarious too, as the guy who's trying to buy the company out. And Rob Lowe really shows his comedic chops with that movie. Bo Derek, I mean, dude, what's not to like, man? It's hilarious. There's so many great one-liners. Tell me, did you eat lead paint chips when you were a kid? Why? Love it.
It's the famous fat guy in a
Little
little coat.
coat.
He used
The
to do
best-
that in their office. He'd come in and put on David Spade's coat and do that in the office. And
There
that's
was a
why they
scene.
put it in the
There was a
movie.
scene. The scene where
So
they're in the
funny.
car. They're in the car, and this happens with every one of us, I think. Where they put on the Carpenter song. I'm like, I don't care. I don't
Oh,
mind
yeah.
it if you do. Well, it's okay with you. You know, there's always that song you think you don't like, but you really like. So then they're just busting out singing it and crying. It was just hilarious, dude. You're right about that. What was the movie they did afterwards? It was just as funny as
Black Sheep.
Black Sheep.
Black
Black
Sheep. Another great
With the
movie.
guy
Yeah,
from
this-
Animal House in
Tim
there.
Matheson,
Tim Matheson,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, Tim Matheson's
who I
hilarious,
love.
man.
I love Tim Matheson.
Yeah.
Oh, what a hunk too.
Up the creek, man.
Oh my God. I'm up the
up the
best part of
creek.
the movie theme song.
Yeah. Well, no, you got Flounder in there too. I like the
Flounder.
movie.
And he was great in the second Brady Bunch movie. He was awesome.
Oh, he was great.
Oh
Hey,
my
Jared.
gosh, what a creep.
Yeah.
I just did a
Up
bit
the
of
Creek is
research and
so awful. Sorry.
oh
What do you
no,
got,
I'm
Mike?
sorry. I'm
Up
sorry.
the Creek is fucking awful. I'm sorry. Watch it. Have you seen it lately?
Yes.
It's like
I like cheesy movies. I'm sorry. I'm
no,
sorry.
it's not the cheesy. It is like so offensive, and I don't get offended. And I'm watching it going, what the hell? They're allowing this? This is, I mean, it's pretty brutal. But anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
Well,
Sorry.
that was Up the Creek goes back a few years though.
80s.
Oh, yeah.
early-
Yeah.
Late,
Oh, yeah,
Mid
there you
80s.
go.
Mid 80s.
The one thing
And
I was gonna
Porky's wasn't offensive?
Yeah, but I don't care.
Okay.
Like,
I'm just asking. I think Porky's was with Lassie that scene. Okay.
But yeah, I was just going to add on to what you said about that movie. It was a Lifetime movie, but it was
Was
supposed
it?
to be a parody of those type of movies.
oh,
It wasn't.
what
though.
they're
It was
saying.
nothing. There was nothing funny about it. I swear it was a serious movie. You know, if you guys have some time to kill, try to watch it if you can. It's awful, but I did not find it funny at all. It just appeared that they were trying to be serious through it. It's a
Oh.
Lifetime movie. There's not too many comedies on a Lifetime movie, is there? Hallmark maybe, but Lifetime, that's all like sad shit, you know?
Don't
I
talk
know.
about Hallmark. All those Christmas movies are coming again.
Oh, they're coming.
Oh,
Yep.
God.
Yep.
Yeah.
Where are we at, Jerry?
All right, on my number 6, I'm going to go with Bill Hader. And I Oh God! First of all, what was that skit he did in Saturday Night Live where he was cracking up? What was he playing?
Anton, the gay guy.
Anton, yeah.
Stefan.
Stefan. There you go.
That's my
I
husband.
I had the Ton or the Fawn. There you go.
Fucking hilarious. But I'm going to go with his role in Forgetting Sarah Marshall. I thought he was
Oh,
absolutely
God, yes!
freaking hilarious in that role. He's like the straight stepbrother trying to put Jason Segel in place. It was just the scene where the wife is bending into the scene. He goes, "Lift your head up, Liz. Lift your head down." It was just fucking hilarious. And Bill Hader's like, "Oh, I know what you're doing. That's disgusting." He's just great in that movie, man. He does everything I've seen him in. He's been good at, even in not so funny stuff. Like, let's say,
Barry.
what's that Amy Schumer movie?
Oh,
Like,
Trainwreck.
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 Yeah, I thought he was great in that.
Did you ever
He's
watch
amazing
Barry?
in that.
Yeah.
You ever
Barry,
watch Barry?
didn't he play like a
Barry is
hitman
great.
in that
The
movie?
Hitman.
Yeah.
You know, it was a series, dude. It was a series.
Yeah,
on
it was
HBO.
an HBO series where he played
Yeah.
a hitman.
Really
I haven't
good.
watched it, but it looks interesting.
Really good.
It's on my to watch list. I just haven't gotten
You need
around
to watch
It's
that
very
soon.
good. Henry Winkler is amazing.
Yeah, Henry Winkler's in her. The
And so is
Fawns,
Anthony
man.
Carrigan, who basically steals every scene he's
Yeah.
in.
I
But
love.
I've always
Henry
liked Bill.
Winkler's awesome.
I thought he's a great actor still. I kind of wish. I'm surprised he's not bigger than he is. To me, I just thought he was funny.
Oh, Barry's
He's
been
my
pretty
favorite
big. He's pretty
SNL
big.
person. Is
Yeah,
Bill Hader.
like you mentioned, the Stefan role. It's a classic
Oh,
scene where he just cracks up.
Remember
It's
when
just,
he's doing that Italian dude? Oh, the beach boat.
Yeah.
And nobody
I
could
mean-
understand him.
from what I hear, Lauren Michaels doesn't like it when people
the talk
break
show.
character.
Yeah.
yeah,
People don't like it when, I guess Lauren Michaels says he doesn't like it when his actors break character.
he doesn't.
But to me, that's some of the funniest shit.
It is, but if
It
we
is.
did like it, everyone would do it all the time. It'd be a big mess.
Well, look at Jimmy Fallon. He cracked up every freaking skit. It seemed
Well,
like he was.
I heard
Fake,
Bill.
though.
I
That
heard
was
Bill
so
Murray
fake.
ad-libbed most of his scenes in every movie.
And the scene
So-
where who did Debbie Downer? Was that Rachel Dratch that did Debbie
Yes.
Downer?
Yeah, Debbie.
That scene
Downer.
where they're doing the Debbie Downer scene in Disney
And
World.
Disney is one of the funniest things ever. Well, it's official.
It's a thing. I can't have children. And she's just cracking up trying to, it's just, to me, that's the funniest stuff.
It is, but when you're running a show with a bunch of
I
crazy,
get it.
yeah,
Well, especially when the guest stars, he can't help it if they crack up. Another example is when Ryan Gosling, when they were doing the Miss Flaherty or Dorothy Kate McKinnon scene where they all get abducted by the
aliens.
UFO, and Ryan Gosling's just like crack. It's just fucking hilarious, and Kate McKinnon's just feeding off it. making
Jimmy
it laugh
Fallon
more.
was the worst at that.
Yeah, he was pretty bad at it.
He's pretty
But
bad.
Can I say one thing about Sarah Marshall and Bill Hader's part?
Yeah.
The part that I think he's the funniest, his funniest moment in that movie, he's not even in it. It's just his voice on the cell phone. Jason Segel, he calls him and he goes, "Oh, there's their room. Hey, you guys." And he starts talking to them and you hear through the phone, "No, what
Did you like
are
that?
you
Did that
doing?"
Did that feel good? Did you like that? Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah.
Hysterical. That's the best part. I love it.
For the longest time, I thought when I didn't know him that well, I'm like, dude, this dude must be related to Dan Aykroyd somehow. They kind of look alike, the old Dan Aykroyd and him.
Bill
I don't know,
Hader?
just, don't you think a little bit? No,
Just
really?
because they're tall.
Tall, lanky, and okay,
Maybe tall and
but I'll-
lanky. Yeah, the face, no.
Really?
No.
Okay, well, I was wearing, I got LASIK.
Yeah,
like
you got
see better
HD
now.
now.
Yeah,
so
congratulations.
you're an
I've been
HD.
wanting to get that done myself.
Oh, dude, man, it's.
Oh,
you
that
gotta
was
do
your
it-
surgery? I was like, you posted something about having surgery. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
it was LASIK. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I erased it because people were like, "Oh man, hope you're right." But it's like it's just LASIK surgery. I should have been more specific. But yeah, it went well. My eyes are a little itchy and scratchy, but it's worth it if you can get it. It's a trip to watch it too because you can see him cut the top of your eyeball off. It's
Okay,
I'm good.
well,
I'd rather
we
be
might
blind.
have
All right,
kids
moving on.
watching right now. Let's move on.
But anyway, yeah,
Rather
Bill
wear Coke
Hader
bottles.
is
Okay.
number 6. Bill Hader for me. We got number 5, Courtney.
What about Bob? What about Bob?
Oh, great one.
What about Bob? I just picked movies that are like my favorite movies, and so many of them happen to have Saturday Night Live alumni in them. But What About Bob? Classic, quotable. Everybody knows all the famous lines. You can't go on a boat and not say, "I'm sailing. I'm a sailor. I sailed." You can't. You have to do it. That's what we did with my dog the first time we put him on a boat in his little life jacket. He was a sailor, right, Rainey? You were a sailor.
Yeah, Richard Dreyfuss, I think, is another guy that
Oh,
didn't get
I love
along
Richard
with too
Dreyfuss.
many people. I love Richard Dreyfuss too, but I hear
Oh.
he
I love
was
him too.
pretty
Well,
Steak
hard to
out.
get along with too.
I heard him
That's
and Bill
true.
Murray did not get along at all.
Yeah.
I'm sure he annoyed the shit out of him during that movie. And the two of them, scene
Right.
hogs, probably didn't really, but I thought they played off each other so well. And it's probably great that they didn't like each other because it worked,
Right.
because Dr. Marvin cannot stand Bob. And then
Well-
Bob pretty much ruins his life.
All I can say is this. Apparently, Bill tried to apologize to him afterwards, and Dreyfuss was like, "Go fuck yourself."
Oh yeah, Dreyfuss, I hear, is one of the worst people. It's a
That's
shame because,
bummer.
and it was also
Baby
awesome to do.
steps, Richard. I'm sorry, go ahead.
But I think part of the problem was, from what I understand, the confrontation, like Bill kind of got physical with him, like threw
Oh.
something at him, or like it got bad. It got really bad. So Richard was kind of like, "Yeah, dude, go fuck yourself." you
I
know?
think Bill Murray's kind of a method actor like Tom Cruise sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
He gets into a character and he doesn't want to break it. It's like, I'll get to that movie when we get to it. I'll talk about that movie later.
Oh, Christian Bale, he's like the biggest method actor of them all.
Oh, yeah.
He lives that character for like.
Hey,
3
Tom
weeks or
Cruise
something.
screwed all his co-stars. So there you go.
Daniel Day-Lewis doesn't let people talk to him at lunch and stuff on set
Oh, wow.
because he stays in character.
Damn.
Yeah. Weird. All right, Mike,
They're
what do you
damn
got for
good.
number 5? Also,
Number
Julie
5.
Haggerty was awesome in What About Bob too.
She
Yeah.
is. She's very
Oh,
good.
well,
Everyone's
Julie's
great.
very funny, man.
Yeah.
Speaking of hair, but I always loved her hair, man. I thought it was sexy. But anyway.
Caddyshack,
Yeah.
for obvious reasons. That's my number 5. I mean, it's a classic. We've all seen it probably about a billion trillion times. I definitely
Don't you have homes? Sorry. That's my favorite line.
Yeah, that movie's so great. And I don't care that Chevy and Bill didn't get along, because you would never know it though to watch the movie. They were great together, and it's just that's another movie that's just got so many awesome one-liners, and the Baby Ruth scene cracks me up every time I see it.
Mm-hmm.
And of course,
Brian Doyle Murray is hilarious in there too, by the way.
Well, I mean,
wrote it.
yeah, Bill Murray's brother.
pick up that candy
Fun.
wrapper.
He wrote it.
yeah.
Oh, he
Brian
did.
Doyle Murray
Oh,
wrote it with Harold Ramis, and John Landis
Nice.
directed it, right?
I love everything Brian Doyle Murray has done.
Mhm.
I love what's that?
He's in Wayne's World.
Chris Elliott show. God, that,
Oh,
Oh yeah, he
yeah.
was the arcade owner, right? In Wayne's
Yeah.
World too. That's right. Yeah.
but
And he
He's
was
been in
in,
he's been in a lot of movies, man.
I think he was Chevy Chase's boss in Christmas Vacation.
oh,
too.
Get a Life
Yeah.
with Chris Elliott was a
Oh,
great
yeah.
show. Get a Life,
Yeah.
Oh,
and
Get a Life.
also with the Cabin Boy. Him and Chris Elliott in there. These pipes are clean.
Oh God, that was the worst movie. Oh,
I love
that is
it.
a fucked up movie.
I
man.
love it though, man.
Yeah.
Where we at,
Brian
Jerry?
All right.
Murray.
We are on you, Mark, number 5.
Oh God. It's like I watched this movie on HBO and I wasn't supposed to. It's rated R. Nobody was home. I was a latchkey kid, so nobody knew what the fuck I was watching back then. I fucking watched the fuck out of this movie every time it came on. Stripes. And Bill Murray. You got everybody to John Larroquette. Fucking his little things in there just looking, drop the soap. Bend over, and then the thing comes in, he breasts the window out his and Bill
I
Murray,
wish I was a loofah. Isn't that
yeah.
what
And then freaking Bill Murray with you mean to tell me you finished your army training on your, that's the fact, Jack.
You know what's an interesting little trivia about that? Do you know who was originally intended for that movie before they got Bill Murray and Harold Ramis?
Chevy
Cheech
Chase.
and Chong. It was supposed to be called
Oh,
Cheech
shit.
and Chong Go to the Army.
No.
It would have worked. I don't think it would have worked.
I don't
Because
know.
you- you
Those
felt
movies
for
are pretty
Bill
funny,
Murray
but
being a
Because I think
loser.
that's an
Lead
Ivan
element.
Reitman film, and Cheech later made the joke, "Hey, Ivan, I'll make a movie with you," because for whatever reason they agreed not to do it, and then I think Cheech and Chong ended up doing next movie, which
Yeah.
was fucking hilarious.
which
Yeah.
is their funniest movie, I think. But
Me too. And so I think it all worked out for everybody in the end, because
Yeah,
Stripes is
I
a
gotta-
classic, and so is Cheech and Chong's.
I got to
next
go
movie.
with Up in Smoke because I saw that in a drive-in. with my
I
mom.
love Open Smoke. Don't
At
get me
7 years
wrong, dude.
old, I saw Cheech and Chong in a drive-in, and that movie stayed with me from. And as soon as it came out on VHS, I bought that crap and watched
Dude,
it.
my
Watch it.
earliest memories of Cheech and Chong were their audio records.
I didn't get into those, dude.
My
I didn't
dad
have-
bought them, and they were hilarious, man.
I had a mom
I didn't
who
even know what
doesn't
they
like that
looked
stuff.
like, but man, those records are
Is
funny.
Dave here?
Mostly
Is that the
Maui
famous
Wowie,
one?
man. But it's got some
Dave's
leverage
not
over it.
here, man.
Dave's not here, man.
So what are you guys doing? Army training? It's like
Army training, sir.
and
I
you
love
got
John Candy in
John
that movie,
Candy
but I
as
love
Ox
him
taking
in
off
everything.
in the
Oh,
mud
John was
wrestling
great,
scene,
wasn't
the
he?
mud wrestling scene, or Francis. Anybody call
Lighten
me
up,
that?
Francis.
Lighten up,
Lighten up, Francis.
It's a psycho. All right,
I
man.
have a
That's
little
my
bit
no-
of a weight problem. No. It's, I mean,
And you
God.
got
Yeah,
Judge
no,
Ryan.
no.
Judge Reinhold was in there too. Really good too.
Oh,
John
yeah, super
John
young.
Larroquette.
John Larroquette. We're
Larroquette,
talking about
yeah.
drop the soap. Drop the soap.
Yeah.
All
All
right.
right, hilarious. Yeah.
Go ahead, Jerry. That was my number
All right.
6.
Yeah. Hold on here. Let me see where we're at. Blah 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 blah.
Blah 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 blah. Wake
Sorry,
up,
guys.
Jerry.
1 second. No, I'm here. All right, I gotta go with 1941.
Oh God,
Dan
Oh, wow.
Aykroyd, John
movie's
Belushi.
okay.
A lot of people didn't like it, but I did, man. I thought it was hilarious, man. Had a lot of great puns in it. And a lot of people didn't like John Belushi tried to do a serious movie called Continental Divide.
I like that movie.
I
like
like
that
that
movie.
movie too. Yeah, 1941
Neighbors
was
was
a
good,
little
too.
different than usual. Like I said, this isn't my favorites from 11 to 1. I had to write these down real quick because I fucked up the topic. But yeah, I like 1941. I didn't get the hate with it. What do you think the hate was? I thought the
Because it was
humor
a Steven Spielberg movie and it
Yeah,
didn't
but the
look like
humor was
Steven
still
Spielberg.
good.
The humor was good, but the thing is, I don't think Steven Spielberg is a freaking comedy director. And it was a little off. I do
Well,
like the movie, but it wasn't that, it was very
only-
dry.
The
Very
only
dry.
criticism I heard about that movie is they wouldn't let them be themselves.
Yes, exactly.
There was
They
no
look,
improvisation or-
they look constrained. That's what I see. I see John
But-
Belushi trying to do John Belushi and he holds back. Same thing
No,
with
but
Dan Aykroyd.
But I thought it was a really good fucking movie, man. I don't know
Saw
why.
that.
But was it
It's
a good
one,
movie?
it's one of those movies where I guess the time period where how the age I was, it was always on cable, maybe like some other movies. I
I kind of know what you're saying, Jerry. Like when I was a kid and I saw that movie on TV for the first time, I didn't know it was a flop. And I mean, I knew it was a comedy, but the fact that it was set right before World War II, and I thought Slim Pickens was hilarious in it too. I mean, yeah, it's not a bad. It is a weird movie, like especially considering Steven Spielberg's filmography. It's definitely. But hey, the guy tried to do something different and it just didn't work out for whatever at the box office. But believe it or not, you'd be surprised how many films are a total flop at the box office, but then later end up becoming cult films.
Like the movie you guys reviewed in Eddie and the Cruisers.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I love Eddie and the Cruisers. I think that's a great movie.
That's
I
great
think the soundtrack in the second one's better than the first one, but they're both great soundtracks.
Yeah.
Yes.
But the movies, Eddie and the Cruisers 2, I don't know, wasn't that great, but the
I liked
soundtrack
it.
was awesome. Yeah, the soundtrack was awesome. Anyway, I'm gonna go with Belushi in that one for 1941. Number 4, Courtney.
Best in Show.
That's a good one.
Christopher
Are we on number
Guest.
5?
No, we're on 4.
Oh, okay, then I'm off. Go ahead.
Yeah, I love Dogs. I love Improv. I love everyone in that. I can't believe he's the only SNL alum, though. It's mostly SCTV people and his whole crew. And what's her name? Who's so freaking funny.
The girl from Schitt's Creek and Home Alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Catherine
no,
O'Hara.
O'Hara. Catherine
That's
O'Hara.
Catherine O'Hara, right?
Catherine
But then the
O'Hara.
other one, what's wrong with me?
Oh, no.
Jennifer.
Gotcha. Okay.
What the hell's her last name? What's wrong with me?
Lawrence? No, it wasn't.
No,
Lawrence. She
from
wasn't there.
so the one everyone always makes fun of, who talks like
Jennifer
that.
Tilly.
No,
No.
the other one. Oh, Stifler's mom. Jesus Christ.
Oh,
The blonde
fuck,
chick.
what's her name?
What
Yeah,
is
I
wrong
can't
with
think.
me? I love her.
She's actually
She was
she's actually pretty big right now. She's in a
She's
show where she's
huge.
actually
She was
yeah.
in Two Broke Girls too.
Jennifer Coolidge.
Yeah,
Thank you,
Jennifer
Coolidge. What the
Yeah.
hell's wrong with me?
She actually
Jennifer
had sex with
Coolidge.
Stiffer. She dated him.
Yeah. Well, she's the, she's like the hot blonde married to like the 100-year-old dude, who shows her poodle, and they're interviewing them, and she's like, "Oh, we have lots in common. We both like soup." That's what they have in common, soup. There's so many funny
Yeah.
lines in that movie, but I remember watching it with my dad and watching the where he says this guy's got two left feet, and they go, "Oh no, really? He really has two left feet." And Eugene Levy comes out with his shoes, and he has two left feet. My dad laughed so hard. He was crying. He just thought that was the funniest thing ever. And
Yeah.
of course, I
Um,
don't know. There's so many great moments from that movie. And Christopher Guest is actually the least interesting character in it, which is funny because it's his movie. But
Yeah.
everybody else, he just gave all the good ones away. And he's like, "I'll just be this guy who has the bloodhound."
Yeah, one of the current actresses on Saturday Night Live or performers is Chloe Fineman, and she does a great Jennifer Coolidge imitation. Have
She
you ever seen it?
does.
I think she's hilarious, Chloe Fineman. I really do.
I
She's
know
cute too.
Chloe.
She's
I used
cute.
to teach the
Do you
class
really?
that she was in.
Oh, I think she's hilarious.
Well, my
I
friend
mean,
taught it, and I would teach with her, and I'd come in and do punch up, and Chloe was a student. We shot a thing with
oh
her.
wow.
And then
Oh,
2 years
cool.
later, boom, there she is on Saturday Night Live.
That's
Got
awesome.
Ah, that is
a sizzle
awesome.
reel for a show idea that she was starring in, of course,
Yeah.
because we knew she was a star. I think everyone did immediately.
Yeah, I think she's hilarious. I mean, she does celebrity voices so well, man. I mean, incredible impressionist.
Amazing.
Yeah. All right, Mike, what do you got for your number 4?
Coming to America.
Nice one.
I mean, especially with all the characters Eddie and Arsenio play, and that movie's just hilarious, man. Especially when you got Eddie playing the old Jewish guy. You'd never know. If they didn't tell you, you'd never know that was Eddie Murphy, man.
No, you would never
Fucking
know.
amazing, man. I mean, you're talking about a guy so talented, so gifted. Eddie could do it all, man.
Good morning, my neighbors.
I mean,
Fuck you.
well, I mean, think about it. He was funny, could sing, good looking. I should hate him, really, but I can't. He's
Oh,
Eddie.
I love Eddie.
Guy rules.
I love
Love
Eddie.
Eddie.
Yeah.
And yeah, Coming to America and everybody in it is just a really good movie. And I also love how it tied into another film.
It did.
He did a
Another
serious
John
movie.
Landis. Speaking of John Landis.
Oh, he did a serious movie a few years ago called Mr. Church. I don't know if any of you have seen it. Eddie
No, I
Murphy.
haven't.
He's a serious. He's like a cook that works for this terminally ill woman and her daughter. He was very good as a serious actor. I mean, he
Oh, yeah.
really can't act seriously.
Well,
Incredible.
Well,
I think
usually comedians do the best drama, like Robin.
yes. Well,
Yeah.
think about it.
Robin
Vince
Williams.
Gilligan, the creator of Breaking Bad, said that's why he used guys like Bryan Cranston and what's his face, the guy that plays Saul.
Yeah.
Those
Oh,
guys are
Bob
comedians.
Odenkirk.
Bob
Bob
Odenkirk,
Odenkirk.
yeah, from Mr. Show.
if you guys have never seen Mr. Show, is amazing. I have all the seasons.
Bob and Dave, yeah. I mean, he says that he likes to use comedians. He's like, because they can do anything.
They could do
I
any
mean, and
emotion.
think about it. Like you had this guy. I remember when Breaking Bad first came out. I'm like, the dad from Malcolm in the Middle, really? And I mean, I watched the first episode and was fucking hooked instantly, man. I mean,
Mhm.
I still think that's one of the greatest television shows ever.
It is,
It is.
for sure.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true because I mean, who would
Better
ever
Call
have
Saul's
thought,
up there too.
who would ever have thought Robin Williams would get an Academy Award for drama acting, like in Good Will Hunting? I thought he was awesome in that movie.
Dude,
Or
I thought he was amazing. Everybody talks about Robert.
Awakenings.
Awakenings. Yeah.
Oh.
Robin.
Good Morning Vietnam, man.
Yeah, but Robin's a guy.
That's still a
that-
comedy, kind of.
Not
though.
really.
Robin,
About Vietnam.
Yeah,
Sorry.
But
that's
most
what I'm saying. It's
comedians-
not a comedy. Not really.
A comedy.
but most comedians, I think, they can make you cry, man. Like John
Yeah.
Candy almost does it in Trains, Planes, and Automobiles.
Oh,
Like
when he talks
Steve-
about his wife.
yeah, like because Steve
Oh.
Martin figured it out, and my dad did too. My dad was like, "Something ain't right here. Something ain't right here, man." And the line it was, and then later you got Steve going when he goes, "I haven't been home in years." And he keeps echoing in his head, "I haven't been home in years." And then He goes there and oh man, it almost makes me cry just talking about it, man.
Right.
Another great John Candy movie that people totally overlook, and I loved it because, and this is kind of related because his best friend was played by Jim Belushi, so there's the SNL tie-in. And that's Only the Lonely.
Oh, I love that movie with Catherine O'Hara.
Yeah, that is an underrated John
Great
Candy movie, man. Because it's the first time he kind of, I mean, he had played husbands.
Ali
before,
Sheedy was his girlfriend in there.
but yeah, he plays the romantic lead, and I loved that, man. I
Great
thought he
movie.
was great in it.
Great
I'm gonna
movie.
write that down too. Maybe I'll watch that tonight.
Ali
Yeah,
Sheedy's
Only the
in there.
Lonely, such a good
The
movie.
Great Outdoors, another fucking.
Oh, Great
Oh,
Outdoors.
dude, John Candy made so many great
Yeah.
movies. Come on, man.
Even his
Everything
little,
he did.
even his cameo in Stripes was freaking hilarious.
De-
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah.
folks.
Delirious was awesome. You ever
Yeah.
watched Delirious?
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, I love that. Is that the
You
one
know-
where he's a soap opera writer?
Yeah, it's a soap opera.
That is
He
a good
starts-
movie,
That's a
man.
great one.
The
He
only
starts
John
trying
Candy-
to fix things.
The only movie I really didn't care for John Candy was Uncle Buck. I didn't think that
Oh,
was
I
that
love
great
Uncle
of a
Buck.
movie.
Oh, I love Uncle Buck.
Really?
Those rules.
I didn't think. I didn't. Well, I like 1941, so I get
Buck
it.
melanoma.
All right, where are
But
we,
yeah.
Jerry?
We're on year number 4.
Number 4. I think I skipped one, but I don't know. But I guess I'll go for number 4. I did have Ghostbusters at number 5 just in case, but I will say number 4 is Beverly Hills Cop. We were already talking about Eddie Murphy. Banana and tailpipe. I got
We're not
the
going to
thing.
fall
And
for the
again,
banana tail.
even Bronco-
I don't know if
Banana
we
and a
talked
tailpipe?
about Ghostbusters, Mark. I don't think we did. We might have skipped
No.
you, buddy. But
I think we skipped 5. I didn't get my Ghostbusters in, Jerry.
both of those.
No, I don't think we did. I got a mark.
No, because I
down.
went from
Top of it.
Stripes number 6 and Ghostbusters was my
Well,
number
then say
5.
your number 5 then.
My number 5 is Ghostbusters.
Say your number 4 then.
My number 4 is Beverly Hills Cop.
Okay, there we go. Perfect.
Both of those are in my honorary list because I knew somebody would have them on,
Yeah.
on theirs. But I love both those movies.
I didn't
Yeah.
pick any Adam Sandler movies because I thought you guys had picked them and somebody already has, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, my number 4 I got down written is Beverly Hills Cop 2, the first one. I mean, I like them all. I like the last one. I thought it was funny.
I haven't seen it yet. I hear it's
rest
pretty
in-
good though.
It's really good.
Yeah, rest in peace, John Ashley. He died shortly after that. Funny dude. I like the third one too, the Wonderworld one. A lot of people didn't like that one, but
What?
I didn't like that one.
I
there was
like
some
that
funny
one,
stuff.
no.
There was some funny stuff.
There's
in
some
it.
funny
But the-
scenes, but not a whole. Even Hector Elizondo.
I
could
like
not say
Hector
that movie.
Elizondo.
I love him,
thought
but he
was
couldn't
great.
save that movie. It's horrible.
I mean, I obviously that place was like a Disney type of place, right? Like,
Yeah, it was a
Oh,
Disney
yeah.
kind of place. Yeah,
yeah.
Family Guy
But,
did it better by putting
but anyway,
Stewie in
yeah.
It's a Small World. So go ahead.
Beverly Hills Cop is awesome. Another great cast. I love the scene with the buffet is hilarious. And then when the commissioner comes in, is this the man who wrecked the buffet? And then he's like, is this the man who wrecked the buffet? He's just fucking hilarious in that movie, man. And
And
again,
they're all
you got-
like, he can't hear me. And they go, what,
Yes,
you tell
he
me he
can.
can hear me? Yes, they said.
yeah. And of course, you know, the banana, the tailpipe, the stripper scene. The very end was
My
cool
favorite
because
parts is when he tells them
This
this
is
whole
Gerald
bullshit
Ford.
story about the strippers, and he's like, "You guys got like super cops." Like I was amazed, and then of course Ronnie Cox, who is also a great actor. Is
Yeah.
this true? No, sir. And then later he's like, "The super cop story, guys. It was
Yeah.
working."
it was working.
And
It
you,
was
and you
working.
just
Yeah.
completely fucked it up, man. He believed me. He was buying it. And you got Ronnie just smiling. And then later when Ronnie gives the bullshit story, he's like, "Do you expect me to believe that?" And he's like, "Well, sir, that's what I'm going to put in my report in the morning." And then
Sergeant Taggart, is that what really happened? Just like the chief said, sir.
Yeah, because Taggart never lied.
Yeah, and that guy's cool. Victor, he was awesome. He was the bad guy in Rambo 2.
Yeah.
He was
Victor Maitland.
you know, pretty cool in that one. But yeah, and oh shit, he was the guy that played. Was that guy that played his friend that got killed in Detroit? Anybody? I'm trying to remember.
Yes,
if he was in
it was. Yes,
I want to say Tom Sizemore, but it wasn't Tom Sizemore.
No.
I was almost going to say Paul Reiser, but he was a cop with him, so that wasn't him. No.
Yeah, but I
No.
can't remember.
But Paul Reiser in Beverly Hills
I know
Cop
who
was
he is,
awesome
yeah.
too.
And
Yeah,
of
Paul
course, he got
Reiser.
fucking, and then Bronson Pinchot, man.
Oh, Bronson
Serge,
Pinchot.
Oh.
Serge.
Don't be stupid.
Dude,
He was
yeah,
great.
just a fucking great movie.
Hey, there's a Bronson Pinchot movie with John Larroquette that nobody fucking knows called Second Sight. It's cheesy as fuck.
I remember that.
That movie's funny. He's playing like a clairvoyant, and John Larroquette doesn't believe him.
James Russo played Mikey,
Yeah.
his buddy who gets killed.
Okay. I guess
Okay.
was he in anything that we should know?
Yes,
No.
lots of things. Lots
I
and
can't
lots
remember.
of things.
I can't remember either.
Oh,
But,
and David Wayans was the
Yeah.
bellman.
Take these bananas.
Yeah.
Take these bananas.
Take these bananas. Yeah.
I forgot that was
I like the
him.
second one where they parked the fucking concrete truck in the Playboy Mansion. Chris Rock comes up. What the fuck is this? I get $10 for, I don't know. It's fucking hilarious. I can't remember exactly what it was. Fuck. Urgh, I forget names all the time. That sucks getting old.
Well, that's why you should write
Um,
notes.
Who was the guy that played not the main bad guy in Beverly Hills Cop 2, but the guy that played, they tried to frame it on Carlos. What was his name? He wasn't the guy that was
Jimmy
on
Smith? I don't
Dean
know.
Stockwell.
Dean Stockwell.
Dean Stockwell from fucking
Quantum Leap.
Quantum Leap. Yeah.
Love Dean Stockwell.
Oh,
And,
dude.
Great.
And what was that movie with Michelle Pfeiffer? I Married to the Mob. He was good now too.
Married to the Mob.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Stockwell was great in everything he did.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Right. Yeah, I was watching
Yeah.
Columbo. Yeah, I like old cop shows like Columbo. He was in an episode of that. He was great now.
He
Yeah,
was
he's
in
good
everything,
anything.
dude. Dean Stockwell rules.
But I put all the Beverly Hills Cops movie together in one thing.
Don't put the third in there. Please take that out.
I like the third. What was the big problem with the third one?
It was
It didn't have
dumb.
John
There was no
Ashton in it.
storyline, and it was dry, and the jokes were falling flat. That's why I said Hector Alexander was better than Eddie Murphy in that movie. I'm just saying, Eddie Murphy didn't seem into it. That's why
Well,
they made.
there was a lot of behind the scenes stuff going on. Like John Landis and Eddie weren't getting along at the time. From Eddie's point of view, part of that was because of the whole thing. When you remember the Twilight Zone movie and what happened to poor Vic
Morrow.
Oh yeah, the
Morrow, Jennifer
Morrow,
Jason Leigh's dad. And I guess he was wanting Eddie to be, according to Eddie, a character witness, and Eddie's like, dude, I wasn't even there. I have nothing to do with it. Sorry, bro, but I don't want to get involved in this, man. Why do you need,
why would he need him?
Also, Eddie felt like, dude, you kind of fucked up. Like, bro, you shouldn't have been doing what you were doing, shooting a scene like that at fucking all hours in the morning, I mean, Eddie was kind of like, sorry, dude, can't help you. And it got kind of ugly. I mean, they've settled their differences since then, but because John Landis was the guy that directed that segment where poor Vic Morrow and them kids got killed.
Mm-hmm.
The only part I didn't like about the third one was they killed off the captain. I thought he was fucking one of the.
Oh, that captain was hilarious, man.
Where the fuck you been?
The guy
Foley?
yelling.
Yeah. The only thing I smell is your bullshit. He didn't buy Foley. He's the only one that didn't buy Foley's bullshit. But he had to go along with it. You know what I mean? It was great.
I think they parodied him in The Last Action Hero.
They did.
That was him. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that movie, by the way. But go for it.
Yeah, Beverly Hills Cop, all four of them I thought, were great. So I'm picking that one. Anyway, number 3, Courtney.
This is my Adam Sandler. I figured I'd pick one. It's 50 First Dates.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, that's a good one, man.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was gonna work, the premise, when I started watching it. I'm like, this isn't gonna work, but it did, and it was cute, and it was
Terry
fun,
Crews
and
rules.
Sean Astin is great, and as the brother on steroids.
He was hilarious, dude.
He was so funny.
Yeah.
Dan
Plus,
Aykroyd was the doctor too. Get off the juice.
You got Terry Crews in there. Come on, man. That guy rules.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's great. Terry Crews. Wait, who is he in 50 First
The
Dates?
black guy. The black dancing.
That's not 50 First Dates.
He was in there, wasn't he?
51st Dates. That's Drew
Oh,
Barrymore.
I'm in the other one.
That's Blended.
Blended. My bad.
Yeah,
51st Dates is the one in Hawaii.
Oh yeah,
Drew Barrymore, right?
He's forgetting herself.
Drew Barrymore. She has short-term memory loss, and she can't. When she goes to sleep and wakes up in the morning, she can't remember anything from the day before.
Yeah.
Which
so
was
he has to
kind of
reintroduce himself every morning to her.
Remember that movie with David Spade where he did that too? He had to write himself notes what happened the night before, what he was investigating.
No.
Oh, No, I do remember that one now. Oh
And
shit.
he had a dog.
Dickie Roberts?
Oh,
No,
oh,
I'll get it for you. Just
Jokey
keep
Roberts,
talking.
whatever. Shit, I can't remember.
I got it. I had it
But I
the
know
other
what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
Just
anyway,
keep going.
it's a very cute love story. There's lots of funny moments. Sean Astin definitely is a lot
That's
of
a good
funny
one, Courtney.
Oh,
moments.
not David Spade, Dana Carey.
Dana Carvey?
Dana
Dana
Carvey.
Carvey. And it had
Yeah.
the
What was that movie called?
he had to write himself notes. He was trying to investigate shit.
I have no idea.
It had
Are
that.
I
you
know what
sure
you're
that's not
talking about,
Jokey
though.
Roberts?
No, it's Dana Carvey, man.
Oh, Dana Carvey. Okay, well, it's different then.
I'll figure it out.
All right. Anyway, Mike, what's your number 3?
Clean slate.
Yep, that's it.
Oh,
Clean slate.
oh, interesting. Okay.
I can't remember that movie.
Yeah, it had that one. Victoria was in Pee-wee's Big Adventure 2, and she was in Top Guns, Hot Shots.
Valerie
Yeah.
Galino.
Valerie, yeah, she was his
Valerie
girlfriend.
Galino.
Yeah, she was in a movie with 1994.
Okay,
Okay.
my number 3 is Animal House.
Yeah.
Love it. Grew up on it.
More
Obviously,
John Landis.
as a little kid, you know, my mom and dad were the cool parents that let me watch SNL. Well, when Animal House, because at the time I lived in a rural area, so I didn't have cable, but my grandma in the next town over did. So I would spend the weekends and sometimes we would have a movie night there because this was even before VHS, really. And yeah, I love Animal House, man. A lot of fond memories. I mean, really, the only SNL tie I do believe is John, but
Belushi,
it's a
yeah.
great, a
Yeah.
very big ensemble cast.
Well, the
Everybody
writer-
in it was great.
Oh, wait, no, he wasn't on SNL. I'm stupid. But he could have been. Sorry.
Who?
The guy, Douglas Kenny, the guy who wrote it, but I'm just
Yeah.
making a mistake. But
Well, he
yeah.
might have been a writer for SNL. I'm not sure, but
I
that was a
don't think
National
so.
Lampoon thing, though, right?
Yeah,
That
it was.
National Lampoon's
It was
Animal House.
Lampoon.
Same with the Vacation. movie.
Vacation.
Mhm.
Yeah, good
But
one.
yeah, I love
Yeah.
Animal House, man.
That might show up in a couple steps for me, but
Right.
Mark, what do you got for yours?
My number 3 is what Mike just said, but come on, man. Remember when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? Wait,
Let him go. He's on a roll.
He's not let him go. He's on a roll. Or like, what am I now? Oh,
That's
it. That is one of my all-time favorite, funniest things when I was that age. I love that fucking scene.
Dude,
I look back on it now, it's kind of, you're like, yeah, okay, was it really that funny? But as a kid watching that, I thought it was hilarious.
Exactly,
I
dude.
didn't get a lot of the jokes as a
Yeah.
kid
Yeah.
at all.
And then you watch it now, it's like, oh, and then Tim Matheson, hi, he was damn glad he's kissing all the chicks. And they put all the uncool, they're in the thing, and they got Niedermeyer, they're putting all the uncool people in a certain set to get them away.
Yeah.
They said during filming, Alphas and the Delta, they set in separate hotels and they stayed in character and were fucking with each other through the whole movie up in Oregon.
Yeah.
They
Wow.
hated Kevin Bacon. They would just yell at him. They were in character the whole movie. They were in separate hotel rooms. You watch I got the direct thing where they have the thing talking about them filming. It says, yeah, we were in separate hotel rooms. We were egging them or doing everything to them.
Who's the
hated
guy
them.
who played Niedermeyer? What's the actor's name?
Robert, what was his name?
Krosky? No, it's not Robert
Something like
Krosky.
that. But yeah, actually, I love them in the Twisted Sister video. I know it's not. I don't know if that was the same character.
It was the
but
same character.
He's definitely
Same
played.
character.
Definitely, I love that. His Twisted Sister stuff.
Because
was
when we
hilarious,
roasted
man.
D. Snyder, he was in it.
Really, yeah.
We had him come out and do the whole thing. It was great.
Whatever happened to that guy? I mean, it just seemed
He
that was only
Mark Metcalf.
Mark Metcalf.
Mark
He
Metcalf,
works all the
okay.
time.
He was in
Does
Buffy.
he really?
He was in Buffy
Sure.
the Vampire Slayer as the
Really?
old vampire. Yeah. He's
Wow.
done things. Yeah.
He was very nice.
Yeah.
I remember it was a pleasant experience working with him.
Yeah. But Niedermeyer, man, came into our videos. He says, you're worthless and weak. He's doing that shit with it. Hey, I just remember the thing. Nobody could fuck with our pledges like that. And they hit the golf ball and he's getting dragged by the horse.
Yeah.
Only we could do that to our pledges. Fucking Tim Matheson again. What a great actor. I love that guy.
All right, so it's my turn. I'm going with both. Mike mentioned it earlier. The City Slickers, both 1 and 2.
Curly's gold.
Great fucking cast. I mean, Jack Palance playing Curly, and then his brother Duke in the second one. I thought he was just classic in both of them. I like Curly a little better than Duke, but you know they were both kind of cool. The best scene was in City Slickers 2 was when John Lovitz came to their house, and I was doing some chores and I was milking your cow. And he's like, I have a male cow. You were pulling the cow's dick. Ew. Just hilarious. John Lovitz is another funny dude, man.
Oh, I love John Lovitz, man.
And
Sure.
yeah, Billy Crystal's awesome in it. You know,
You got Bruno Kirby.
Bruno Kirby,
Brandon
Daniel
Kirby
Stern.
died. That's why John Lovitz was
Yeah, right.
in the
And
second one.
they got his. Yeah. Okay, I remember it now. Excuse me.
Died way
I'll
too
be-
young.
I'll
That
be
was
right back.
weird.
Right. Yeah, and he was funny. I'm trying to think of that really funny movie Bruno Kirby was in. God, can you name some of his movies real quick? I'm telling you, I'm
Harry
losing my
Met
mind. The older I
Sally.
get. No,
Uh,
damn.
The Godfather too.
No, I wasn't very
Yeah, he
funny.
played the younger Clemenza.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was only 57 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't old.
2006.
Shit, I don't know.
Well, he was in Good
What-
Morning Vietnam. I know that.
Yeah.
Was he in Easy Money or was that Joe Pesci? The Ronnie Dangerfield movie?
Oh,
You remember?
very vaguely. He might have been.
Oh,
When
that
Harry
might have
Met-
been Joe Pesci, actually. I don't. Maybe I'm getting them confused. But damn it. But yeah. Anyway, I'm not going to rack my head in your guys' head any longer.
Yeah,
I apologize for that. But I love the both City Slickers movies. My wife can't fucking stand them. She's not. She can't understand Billy Crystal's humor, but I love Billy Crystal. His Farm Aid stuff. Not Farm Aid. Comic Relief
Comic
stuff
Relief.
with Whoopi and fucking Robin Williams, man, some of the best stuff ever, in my opinion, man.
Oh, yeah.
I wish they'd come back and do that. Well, you can't do it with Robin anymore, obviously. But didn't they try to do something similar to that recently? Am I mistaken?
to Comic Relief.
Yeah, didn't they try to do something like that recently?
They have a comics forget what it's called, but it was during COVID, like to help comedians because there was no
Oh,
they couldn't
right.
make any money.
maybe
And-
that's what I'm thinking of.
yeah.
Damn.
So
But anyway, I'm
oh,
really
he's in
talking to you.
Spinal Tap. He's the
Yeah.
driver.
Yep.
He's the limo
That's not what
driver.
that's not what I'm thinking of, though. Oh
Uh,
man, shit. Shit.
The
Maybe I'm
freshman. The freshman.
Yep.
That was
But
a
I
good
was-
movie.
But
You
maybe
know,
I
that
was
is
thinking-
an underrated movie.
Yeah,
I like The
that's
Freshman.
it, actually. Yeah, 'cause I think that is Joe Pesci. That's an Easy Money and not him. So yeah, it is The Freshman, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, with Marlon Brando, where he plays a character very much like, The Godfather. Yeah, I like that movie, man.
Yeah.
My favorite line's that one part, and he goes, "There's a certain kind of freedom that comes with being completely screwed, because things just can't get any worse." So true.
All right. But that's my number. What are we on? I was number 3, so we're on number 2.
Yes, sir.
Courtney?
Sisters. Amy Poehler, Tina Fey.
Love Tina Fey.
Very
Yeah,
funny
love her.
movie. Very silly premise. I mean, they're two sisters. One's kind of got her shit together and is a tight ass. The other one's a big mess, keeps getting fired, can't get her shit together. And it's written with Paula Pell, who I think is one of the funniest people from Saturday Night Live. And you only see little tiny snippets of her, but she's incredibly funny. She was there for years. She was one of the first writers, I think. I mean, not one of the very first, but like from the 80s and on. She was there a really long time. But yes, and their parents are moving into a retirement home, and they have one last night in the house, and they have this big raging party because they were they were cool in high school. Well, the older sister was. So they have this big party, and all their friends from high school come back, and Maya Rudolph's in it, Kate McKinnon's in it, Bobby Moynihan actually is the funniest I've ever seen him.
I love that
As
guy.
the character in this movie. He's the guy who tries to be funny all the time,
Mhm.
and no one laughs at any of his jokes except this one girl. This one girl who they met at the nail salon, then they bring her and her friends, and he ends up marrying her in the end. It's very, very cute. Everything he says,
Yeah.
but then he accidentally does all these drugs by accident. He thinks it's stevia. Long story. Anyway, he's super fucked up for the rest of the movie, and he's doing crazy stuff and you don't see it coming. And he'll just walk in a frame with like a tinfoil hat and just look at the camera and be like, and then that's it. But every once in a while, he'll just pop in doing something crazy. And every single time it makes me crack up. It's very funny. It's cute. And Diane Weiss plays her mom, the mom, and what's Barbara Streisand's husband?
Diane Weiss. Was she the mom on The Lost Boys?
Yes.
Is that who Diane Weiss is?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Okay. She
Mom
was a mom in
Lost
Footloose too, right? I think
Yeah.
the original Footloose.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
But they're the
Gotcha.
parents and their parts are hilarious. And the mom gets so mad and she says fuck. And they're like, Mom, I've never heard you say fuck before. And she gets super mad and she just goes, oh yeah, well, I'm cuntingly disappointed in you. That's such a great line. They gave the best line to Diane Weiss. Anyway, it's funny. It's silly. Lots of funny moments.
I love Tina Fey, but I have to admit, I'm not a huge Amy Poehler fan for some reason.
I love Parks and Rec.
Parks and Rec was a great show, but give me Nick Offerman, fucking great in that show.
Nick Offerman, and there was my freaking spirit animal. Clear alcohol is for women on diets.
Chris Pratt was hilarious in that fucking movie. Who else was it? Not movie, show.
You ever heard his band Mousetrap? Rob Lowe was in there.
Yeah, Rob Lowe
as Azuri.
Yeah, I like him too. I haven't heard from him in a long time. Actually,
he has a show. He has a show on Netflix.
Does he?
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, I don't know. It just I liked her. I guess I did kind of like her a little bit on Saturday Night Live, but movie wise, maybe it was because of Parks and Rec. Because I thought she was like kind of like the Seinfeld effect with her.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Jerry Seinfeld's funny. Don't get me wrong, but the cast he had around him, I thought was one of the best supporting casts in TV history, which were much funnier than Jerry Seinfeld. I thought, in my opinion. But anyway, yeah. I mean, Sisters. I remember seeing Sisters. That is a good movie. But I love Tina though. Tina, I think, is fucking.
Tina's great.
Amazing. All right. Weren't they were the first female Weekend Update, weren't they?
Yeah.
Tina Fey and Amy
Oh,
Poehler?
Jane Curtin was on.
Jane Curtin was, but they were the total
first female combo.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Jane,
great.
Jane, you ignorant slut. Okay, go on.
Yeah, that was awesome. Any guys see the new SNL movie?
It was great. Every character they got was dead on.
I love
the
how
John Belushi character, the Dan Aykroyd, the Chevy Chase. He was like the master of ceremonies. He's up there with the exec smooshing, and one guy goes to him and goes, "You're going to be the best on this show." He's already getting an ego. You could see it building up with him.
I love how it was in real time, like an actual hour.
Oh, it was total real time. It was like you were like nervous. Are they going to get this show on? We know they're going to get the show on, but it's a mess. He finds a writer in a bar across the street. It's like
goes up there and steals Milton Berle's Light Man.
Yeah, it's really good, really good.
And J.K. Simmons did an awesome job playing Milton Berle in that.
He was a dick.
Oh, he did. That's great.
He played Milton Berle.
I like him.
Yeah, he was great in there. But where the hell are we at now? I forgot. I'm sorry.
We're on number 2 somewhere.
Yeah, Courtney just went, so it's Mike.
Trading Places.
Nice.
More John Landis.
I love that movie, man. I mean, you got Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy, and it's just everybody in it's hilarious too.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
You got Don Amici and Ralph. I think Bellamy is the brothers.
Jamie Lee Curtis is my first boob shot in a movie.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
The things that's juveniles remember. Huh?
Very unfair to other boobs. It's very hard to follow her boobs. Like boobs followed Jamie Lee's.
Right. I mean, that woman, man, built God, like that scene in True Lies. Oh my Lord. Man, I'm like,
she's pretty gorgeous.
Christopher Guest, you lucky man, is what I was thinking.
Yeah, I love how she didn't buy in with all this. I mean, she's aging like you're supposed to age. I love that.
And still looks phenomenal.
She still looks, absolutely she does.
And
very talented actress.
I have to admit, I saw her in a movie about 3 or 4 months ago. She was awful. And it had, it was like a future epic. It had Kevin Hart. It had, he's a woman that's, God, I'm getting old.
Every time you say you're getting old, I'm your age, dude.
Who was the woman that was in Shit.
Jerry,
Hold
just
on, I gotta look this up.
oh, keep going. Let's keep going.
Senior
Dude.
moment. Sorry, Mike. Go on about
Oh,
Go on
trading
about
she's,
your-
but I mean,
she's
just
everywhere. She's like a super famous actress, and I
Just
can't
keep
think of
going,
her
Mike.
fucking
Let him
name.
think.
yeah, Trading Places, it's just beyond classic. So many great one-liners. I mean, there's so many scenes. I mean, Eddie Murphy's, but so's Dan. I mean, Dan is such an, well, he is what he is, a spoiled, rich,
He's
snobby
great.
motherfucker, man. But you do feel bad for the guy
God, it's so fucking obvious.
when the brothers do what they do to him, because it's like
He
all of
didn't
his
deserve it.
friends
Yeah.
abandoned him. He was telling the truth. Nobody, I mean, if it hadn't been for Jamie Lee Curtis, I think he would have for real.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was bad, man. But I love the part where when he's when Eddie's telling him it was the Dukes, it was the Dukes, and he tells him what happened. The Dukes ruined my life. For how much? $1.
Dollar.
$1.
Yep.
So that's how they want to play it. Okay, fine. And then you see him clean his gun. He's like, "Hey, man, you can't be going around blowing people's kneecaps off." Just, I don't know. It's just a good movie. And the way they get them, the brothers back. But then, of course, you see the scene in Coming to America where Eddie's Prince gives those guys some money, man, and he's a homeless dudes, and you find out it's the brothers, and they're like,
We're back, Mortimer.
We're back, Mortimer.
I was like,
Mortimer.
oh, very, very cool tie-in. Of course, that was a John Landis movie too, but yeah, and Denholm Elliott. There's a guy who
Oh man,
underrated
Raiders of the Lost
actor.
Ark. Yeah, Raiders of the
Yeah,
Lost Ark.
I mean, great actor, and yeah, Coleman. Yeah, I liked his character too.
Coleman.
He was like the coolest butler ever.
Yeah.
The actress I was thinking about, I can't believe I forgot her name because it's Kate Blanchett. I mean, she's in
Yeah.
everything.
Oh,
It was called the movie was called Borderlands. It was out a few months ago. I think
Oh,
it
yeah,
was
it's
Oh,
on-
I think that based on the video game.
Yeah, it's
Video
on
game,
game,
yes. Absolutely terrible fucking movie. But even Jamie Lee couldn't save it. She didn't come into like an hour in, but even she couldn't save it.
It
was
looked
that
dumb,
bad.
so I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
But you know what a good
terrible.
show is? The guy who plays Captain America now with the sweet tooth character. God, I forgot the name of that show. That's good on Paramount Plus. You should watch that one. Forgot.
oh, we have
Twisted
Paramount
Metal.
Plus. I can watch something on that.
Twisted Metal. It's on Peacock
Oh.
actually. Twisted Metal is really good. So check that series out. It might be on Paramount Plus or Peacock, one of those two. Where are we at, Jerry?
Ron, you're number 2, man.
Well, it's like what is this? A John Landis orgy in this fucking thing?
I know we've like named all his films.
Well,
There is one that is not related that's also one of my favorite movies, and it's my favorite movie about werewolves or lycanthropy, and that's An American Werewolf in
Yeah.
London. I
Love it.
It's
Yeah.
like, dude, this guy might be my favorite director after this show.
But my neighbor is his chiropractor. Hang on, I'm gonna do
Oh.
a tiny name drop. I know his chiropractor, but no, really, my neighbor is his chiropractor. And when I was over there earlier, because I take care of his dog all the time when he's not here and I'm working from home, and he goes, I was telling him what we were doing tonight, and he's like, "Do you have any John Landis movies?" I'm like, Of course we have." But John's given him gifts, and he's got this American Werewolf in London clock from the Slaughtered
Oh.
Lamb.
Oh, wow.
It's so cool.
I'm jealous, man.
It's pretty cool. But John's very good to him. So, and he's an excellent chiropractor, but yeah.
That's
Anyway.
awesome.
So you get a kick out of that.
Yes.
cool.
That's
He'll
pretty
love
cool.
this. I'm going to tell him, and I go, tell John Landis.
Well,
Almost every single SNL movie was his. It was just about
Basically.
him.
Well, you know it. It's 100 miles. It's 106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank
Yeah.
of gas and half pack of cigarettes. It's dark and we're wearing glasses. If you don't know that line, get the fuck out of here. The Blues Brothers, man. That almost I was struggling with my number 1 and 2. I had to bring the Blues Brothers down. Sorry, Brian Davis, if you're watching this, but I had to pick another movie, man. The Blues Brothers. That movie, I got it on 4K.
Again,
Watch that
was
fucking movie all the
earlier
time.
when I was reworking my list and reworking it. Blues Brothers was real high on mine, but I just knew, I'm like, somebody
Who's
in
gonna
this
pick
group's
it?
going to pick Blues Brothers. So, and I love Blues Brothers, but I was like, you know what? It was hard. It's really, I could rank any one of these in any order,
You
and
got
let's be honest.
you got John Candy in there. You got
Orange Whip,
Carrie
Orange
Fisher
Whip,
blowing
Orange
up
Whip.
everybody. You got Carrie Fisher just trying to kill
Wasn't
everybody.
she dating John at the time?
Yeah, she freaking blew up the hotel and then trying to kill him. He goes, "Come on, baby, you know I love you."
Gets her
That
and
was amazing.
dumps her in the fucking sewer. Yeah.
I didn't get a lot of those jokes as a kid
Yeah.
at
But
all, but yeah.
the rawhide thing where they're singing the good
Oh,
old boys and are just, they kept singing rawhide over and over.
We have two types of music, country and western.
Aretha Franklin is
Oh,
such
yeah.
an iconic part of that. I know
Yeah.
all the music is the comedy's
You
there.
better
the
think.
music's so
Ray
big, but
Charles, man.
wow. And Ray Charles.
Ray
I mean,
Charles.
the music performances in that are
Yeah.
just
and
like
and just a
nuts.
great soundtrack, man.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
that band he had. I mean, you got McIntyre Murphy. You've got
That's a
fucking,
Saturday Night Live band.
I mean,
At the
everybody
Yeah, at the time that was a Saturday Night Live band.
just fucking incredible bunch of
They took them to
musicians.
the movies. They put them
You
in
know,
the movie.
A lot of people shit on Blues Brothers 2000.
I like it.
I kind of liked it. I thought it had one of the best car crash scenes in music history. It had like what 100 police cars, I think, in one.
That was in
scene.
the first one.
No, that's the second one, man.
Oh, the first one they had a car.
No, the scene where he says "Close your eyes" when Dan Aykroyd drove by.
Dude, they did
And
the
all
car
these, all
crash
these
scene.
cops, all these cops just fly over this ramp and hit each other.
They did that in the
2000.
first movie. It was the first movie.
No, the one I'm talking about is in the second one, dude. I know for a fact it's in the second.
Well, the
one.
first movie had that same
But,
scene, dude, because they didn't want to make a sequel to the Blues Brothers because it cost them so much money crashing those cars.
Yeah. But just look up
That
Blues
was
Brothers
nuts.
2000 car crash. You'll see what I'm talking about.
Okay, we'll look
Look
up
it
the
up.
first one too.
I know there was a car crash in that one too, but I'm
Oh, it was
talking about
huge.
the new one. Yeah. But yeah. Good pick there. So it's my turn now?
Yep.
I gotta go with Ghostbusters, man. I mean, it's a safe pick for number 2, but I can't deny what a great movie that was. It still is today, man. I mean, you got Harold Ramis, Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, and I always forget the other guy's name. Who played Winston? I can't remember his name. Ernie Hudson.
Ernie Hudson,
Yeah.
which was supposed to be Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He did Beverly Hills Cop
Rick Moranis.
or
Come
Trading
on.
Places. No, 48 Hours. I'm sorry.
Okay.
He did 48 Hours, right?
That's an honorable mention in my list.
Oh man, I forgot about 48 Hours. I probably would have picked that over Ghostbusters. I
one
love
of
that
them-
movie.
I got a really good memory of Ghostbusters because at the time, my brother Marky, my twin brother, you guys know who he is.
Yeah.
He's special needs. He had gotten in a bike wreck and had really broke his left femur like really bad.
Oh,
And he was in a body cast for like 3 months, so he couldn't go anywhere. He couldn't do anything. And I actually broke my arm. So it was like the summer from hell, man.
oh my God.
And we ended up, when he was finally able to get up and moving and walk again, we took him to see, because back in the day, man, when a movie would go out in the theaters, they would play it all summer long if it was a hit. It's not like now where even if the film, they may have it in a theater now months tops if it's a hit. If it's not a hit, it goes straight to streaming or whatever. But back then, so we go to see Ghostbusters, man, and there wasn't very many people in the theater because everybody had already seen it. And man, it was like, again, when they say comedy and laughter is the best medicine, it really is. I mean, we went as a family and we laughed our fucking asses off, man. It was, so I got a lot of good memories of
Yeah, I mean, it's
just
still
for
one
that.
that I watch it maybe once or twice. a
I mean,
year,
my brother
so-
Marky, that's one of his favorite movies, and I
Yeah.
think it's because of that reason, because it was a shitty summer.
Well, can I say I'm sorry about that, and I'm glad that Ghostbusters brings a happy memory. But real quick, I did have it on mine, but I kind of took it off and put it back because I was little when we went to the movies to see it. We went with our babysitter, and I knew it was a comedy, and it's a Saturday Night Live guys, but I was a little kid.
Yeah.
And then when the library ghost came out,
I remember too as a kid.
I was so scared.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Because a year before that, I had a babysitter who let us watch The Exorcist, and it
Ooh.
gave
Oh,
me
shit.
man.
for a year.
I would have fired her.
And all I saw was the scene where she's bouncing around on the bed. I didn't
Yeah.
even see the devil shit and the voice I didn't even see any of that. I just saw the Captain Howdy and the peeing on the rug, and that was enough to freak me out.
Yeah.
But I was so scared of that I ran out of the theater. And I didn't want to go back in, and I was scared. And my little sister seemed to be fine, who's 2 years younger than me, and she was with the babysitter. So the usher sat me in the back and we sat on the floor. And he said, I'll tell you when to close your eyes and I'll tell you if anything's scary. He said, but I'm telling you, that was the scariest part. That was it. You already saw it.
Not even what she was doing with the cross. That was like that was disturbing
No,
to me.
Ghostbusters.
Oh, I thought you were talking about The Exorcist. I'm like,
No,
oh,
the part-
no, I
the
never
part-
made it past the
No,
first
she's-
bed slapping.
So the part
It's-
where Sigourney Weaver opens up her
gotcha. Okay.
fridge and she sees Zool didn't freak you out?
Not really.
Oh.
What freaked me out was her voice when she was Zool. And
Mhm.
then the other scary thing was the skeleton driving the cab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Slimer was so
You are right
funny
though.
and
That librarian when she goes all fucking it is
He's like, shh.
whoa.
I still can't watch it. Sometimes I watch it on purpose to go, is this really that scary? Yep, yes it is. Yes it is. It's really that scary.
I think they brought her
It's
back
it's
in
like
the last one.
Poltergeist where the guy's ripping off his face in the mirror.
I still can't watch that part.
I
can't
watch it.
watch that.
I look at it. I go, it's horrible special
It's
effects.
so
The fact that
fake,
it
yeah,
scared
but
me.
at the
But
time,
it still
yeah.
scares me today.
Nah.
But it
Scares
scared
me
me as
to
a
this
kid.
day.
Scary, yeah, Poltergeist with the fucking steak and the maggots. That part.
Oh, the
bothered
steak
me.
is gross too.
Oh, that's the lost.
But I
one,
tell
is
you.
the maggots in the Chinese food. Oh, God.
You know
You're
what,
eating
though, man?
maggots, Michael. How do
Yeah.
they taste? That's another movie. I know
Yeah.
every word.
Yeah, I
But
love that movie.
getting back to Poltergeist, the scene where the ghost came down the stairs is one of my favorite scenes of all time.
Oh, when all of them come down?
Yeah, that was just
Yeah.
awesome. How the cameras turned to it, and
Yeah, it's a good movie, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Great
how
movie.
we got the Poltergeist? But we're doing SNL movies. But where are we at now? I am totally lost.
Number
now.
one, right?
Kind of buzzed. We're at
Number
number
one.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
number
we're gonna-
one.
Yeah, okay. Courtney, number one.
Oh, well, I did mine out of order, but I love Bill Hader. He's one of my favorite SNL cast members of all time. And I picked Trainwreck because I think it's a very, very well written movie. I know a lot of people
It is.
don't like Amy, but I do.
I like
And
Amy Schumer.
and as far as like script, and I've read scripts and I watched lots of things, I feel like this movie was such a great comedic love story. It's very well written. It's got a really fun ending, and I love the love interest. I love, the cute, sassy, sexual girl. It's like the Samantha almost from Sex and the City, but like quirky. It's like if Samantha and Carrie had a baby, it would be, her character in Trainwreck. And Bill Hader is just so goofy and cute and nice, and he's like this unbelievable catch, but he's kind of goofy. So you could see how a girl would be like, oh, he's goofy though, even though he's like BFF with LeBron James and this
Right.
big like surgeon, because most girls would be like, he's a doctor, oh, pants drop, but he's just this like warm, goofy, because I always went for like the goofy dude, like that was me. I always liked that guy. So as far as the girls like me, we just fell in love with Bill Hader, and especially in this movie. Oh my God.
Yeah,
It's such a good story. Very fun.
LeBron had a man crush on that character. He did, man.
He did.
and
LeBron was
actually,
funny too. He made fun of himself. He was great.
that scene, Amy Schumer made me rethink about wearing jerseys with other guys' names on the back. Remember that scene where she goes, "What are you, their bitch or something?" I forget exactly what she said. I'm like, oh shit, I don't want to wear jerseys with the names on the back anymore. That's all I think about. It's like, it had Brie Larson. It was his sister. She was great in it. Colin fucking Quinn, another SNL guy.
Oh, Colin Quinn. Yeah, SNL. He was the dad.
And we mentioned who was the editor of the magazine? Which she's like a British girl. I can't. She was funny as hell.
Tilda
too.
Swinton.
Yeah.
And
Funny.
Vanessa Bayer's in it too. She
Yeah, I like
plays the
Vanessa
girl
Bayer.
at work, and
She
she's
can't
hilarious.
smile. Yeah. Why are you
She's very
smiling? I just
funny.
can't stop smiling because I'm nervous. I
can't.
smile when I'm nervous. Yeah.
Shut it down. Shut it down. I don't want to see those gnashes. She's like,
And then it had a guy that was in fresh off the boat. He was in there too.
Randall Park.
That
Randall
guy
Park.
is hilarious. He's in everything now.
Yeah.
I love
He's
that
in
dude.
It had a
everything.
He's
great
in
cast.
Marvel shit.
He just presented Ken Jeong with his star on the Walk of
Nice.
Fame. on
I love
Wednesday.
him. I love Fresh Off the Boat.
Yeah,
No,
Randall's
but
great.
you're right. You're right about Trainwreck. I actually really like that movie.
Trainwreck's a good script. It's a good script. It's a
Didn't he
good
play
movie.
King John Yoon in that that one movie that they took out of the movies? What was that movie? They took it was
Oh.
with Seth something and the one
Yeah, where
dude.
they went to murder him.
Yeah, he played King. I thought that was funny. It went to Netflix, but I forgot the name of that movie.
I do too. It was weird.
Yeah.
All right. But yeah, good pick. I like Trainwreck a lot. Mike, what do you got, man?
All right, my number one, and I think Mark had mentioned one earlier that was in this series, Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
I just love this movie, man. First time I saw it, I mean, I was like, holy shit, this is as good, if not better, than the first Vacation. There's again, you get one, they bring back cousin Eddie, and
Ugh.
I don't know, just everything about it, it was just hilarious, man. And it's one of my favorite Christmas movies too. So that's my number one, man.
The lights. You have to
Yeah.
watch Christmas Vacation at
Hey,
Christmas.
hey, Russ, it's getting a little nipply in here.
I love the funny part about it is I did the turkey one time when I was cooking Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh,
I
you
did that
ruined
turkey.
It dried it
I
up.
cooked it too well one.
You didn't do the cat food in Jello?
No, I didn't do that one. But we did have
Play
a
ball!
dog like Snot that would fucking sit underneath
Oh,
the table and
God.
wait for scraps.
Oh,
That
the
dog-
fucking dog.
That
Oh.
dog was horrible. That dog, it was like, you ever watch Turner and Hooch when that dog is just running and slaughtering all the way? I'm like,
That's
it's
why I have a
nasty.
little floofy dog.
Yeah, my dogs don't slaughter. Yeah.
And the scene where everybody's walking into the
God.
boss's office. Merry
Yeah.
Christmas. Merry Christmas. Fuck you.
Fuck you. Fuck
Kiss
you.
my ass,
Kiss
kiss
my
my
ass.
ass, kiss his
That's
ass.
it. Kiss my ass. Kiss.
All right.
That was Brian Doyle Murray too.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
the boss. But that's a cute pup.
He just
Yeah.
got his hair
Hilarious.
cut.
I mean, just hilarious. Aw.
It makes him look older.
Oh,
when he gets
and of
his
course
haircut.
the sled scene. You can't
Oh,
forget
yeah.
how awesome that was.
Oh,
knew him.
sled. And
Fucking
Julia
great.
Louis-Dreyfus and her stuck
Well,
up
I mean,
Yeah,
and just
yeah.
some of the lines, because the one where he's like, I don't think so, Clark. Before they replaced my plate with plastic, I had
Oh.
metal, and every time my wife would turn on the microwave, I'd piss my pants and forget who I was for half an hour. I was just like, there's just so many great lines. The one where he's emptying his Merry Christmas, shitter full.
Shitter's full.
'Cause you got,
Shitter's full.
she asked him, "What are you doing, honey?" "I'm just looking out in the beautiful winter's moor, and an asshole emptying his septic tank in my driveway."
Yeah, you mentioned that's become like a classic Christmas movie. It's
It's
so
fucking
good.
hilarious, man.
I watch it every year, man.
Yeah.
I watched it I watched it non-Christmas time. It's so
Yeah,
funny,
I do
in my
too.
opinion. Yeah, and
Yep.
I just found
And
out
that
recently
little old lady who played, the play ball was, I believe, the voice for
Betty Boop.
Betty Boop.
really.
Yeah. She had no neck
Cool.
too.
That's cool. Wow.
And I recently found out, if you guys are Big Bang Theory fans, that the kid was actually the guy that played Leonard in the Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, Johnny
I
Galecki.
never
You
knew
didn't know
that,
that was
Johnny
Johnny
Galecki.
Galecki? I
Right.
always knew that was
And
Johnny
the other
Galecki.
sister was,
Is
of
Juliette
course,
Lewis.
Julia
Lewis.
Julia
Yeah,
Lewis,
like the
sorry.
girl,
yeah.
the Chips dad. The Chips guy.
The
No,
Chips
that's
dad.
Christopher Pine. My bad.
That's Chris Pine.
Chris
Yeah.
Pine. Yeah. No, her dad is the guy from Any Which Way You Can or Loose.
yeah, Any Which Way But Loose In. You can. He played
Yeah,
Clint
he-
Eastwood's buddy. He
he
played
was
Clint
Clint
Eastwood's
Eastwood.
buddy in a lot of his movies.
Yeah, he was the dad.
Jeffrey
Oh,
Lewis.
Jeffrey.
That's Juliette Lewis's dad. I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
I didn't know that either.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she just recently lost him, and she was on Instagram and she posted a thing for her dad, telling her how much she missed, saying how much she missed him, and
Yeah, I just got done watching Devil's Reject. He was in that movie too, and yeah,
hell, he was
cool.
in the original Salem's Lot.
He always played Orville on. Yeah,
I was
Any Which
just
Way You
about to
Can,
watch that.
Every Which Way But Loose.
I wanted to watch the original and then the new one.
I like the new one. The new one was really
Oh,
well
the
done.
new one was fucking terrible.
I liked it.
Really?
Oh,
They
I
need
thought
to
I
do a
liked
new
it.
Christine.
I thought it was.
Huh?
They need to do a new Christine.
I don't know, man. I love the original.
Why? Just
I do
leave him
too,
alone. Leave him
but
alone.
It could be a little bit scarier.
Hey,
A little bit.
if they said that, we wouldn't have Al Pacino Scarface, dude. That was a
Yeah.
remake. If they
I
do
don't
it
know.
well, they do
Yeah.
it well.
Okay. Here's the thing about remakes. I feel about remakes the way I do about cover tunes. I want to hear or see your spin on it. That's a perfect example right there. Scarface.
Yeah.
De Palma told, the guy had a scar on his face, but it was a totally different character, a different story. I don't want to see the same thing I saw before, but in color and better special effects. Fuck all that. That shit pisses me off, man. I mean, that's why I like The Fly. That's another thing.
Oh, that's a great.
David Cronenberg's version of The Fly.
Yeah.
And I was a kid who loved the original. Yeah, I know it's cheesy now, but at the time, man, I ain't gonna lie, man. When he killed me, that fucking shit freaked me out when I was
Vincent
little.
Price rules.
Yeah, and I love Vincent, but man, the way he did that and just put your spin on it. One of the worst remakes I ever saw, and by a talented director, was Gus Van Sant when they did Psycho. And it's shot just like
Oh,
the
that was
original.
I didn't
awful.
like
Same
the new
music,
Psycho.
same everything.
The
And
Vince
I'm like,
Vaughn
what
one,
is
right?
the fucking point, man? I quit watching. I'm like, this is just like the original, only it's in
Yeah.
color with different
The
actors.
end was
Yeah.
good though.
I had like Vince Vaughn and
The
Ann
end was
Hesh, right?
good.
If I remember right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
was
and they
Vince
did
Vaughn
good in it, but
and
Jerry, I shit you not, I quit watching it because I'm like, I've
And-
seen this.
Ann
And
Hesh.
Heche.
and
Heche.
And
Hayes.
Hayes, yeah.
Well,
I
you,
was like,
you forgot about Total Recall and
That
Point
was
Break
bad, too.
remix. Those are
Oh,
bad,
Point
too.
Break remake. The
Oh,
Point
it's-
Break remake.
They
Th-
tried
there's
to
one
remake
Break.
the Point Break.
There was one worse, and it had an incredible fucking actor. God damn it. It was Poltergeist. The remake of that
Oh,
was
I
just
didn't watch that. I
god
didn't
awful.
want to.
But I love the guy that played the the dad. God, I can't remember. He always plays racist in movies.
I don't know. There's a
Um,
lot of those.
can't think of his name. Fuck, but he's funny as hell. He was in that last. Oh shit.
All right, let's move
movie.
on, Jerry.
Anyway,
while
yeah,
you're
okay, let's move
remembering.
on,
I gotta look this up. I'm like, who's the guy who
I'm
always
telling-
plays racists?
Yeah, he always plays like a white supremacist in a lot
Oh.
of stuff. But he was recently in a movie with the fucking cat in the backpack with Ron Howard's daughter.
I don't know. Look it up and let's go. Move
All right.
on, dude.
Anyway, where are we at? We're on
One.
you, Mark?
They were on me,
We're on you.
and it was already brought up Trading Places, but we talked about Jim Belushi. Remember Jim Belushi was in that movie too.
yep, he's the guy that was in the gorilla suit.
And
Oh,
so,
yeah.
so was
And Al Franken
Al
and
Franken and his partner.
Tom Davis? No, what's his
Yeah,
name?
Tom Davis. Yeah,
Yeah.
they showed
right.
them in a SNL movie too. Those two. It's pretty cool, man. They're drunk and they don't notice the guy from Breakfast Club's in the grill. In the grill. They took John Belushi's grill, put him in there, and the scene where he goes, "Oh, where the monkey's gonna get him."
Sam
guy.
Rockwell. That's what I'm talking
Sam
about. Sam
Rockwell.
Oh,
Rockwell.
Sam Rockwell.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Uh,
Trading Places is just an amazing
Yeah,
movie.
he always he plays assholes in a lot of movies.
Yeah.
Oh, assholes. Yeah.
Assholes, and he played a racist in a couple of movies.
One of my favorite movies of his was a science fiction movie that was directed by Duncan Jones, David Bowie's son, called Moon. It's really good. It's got Kevin Spacey in it, sort of. He's like this robot or artificial intelligence, so he's doing the voice for it, which, I know Kevin Spacey, probably leaves a bad taste in people's mouths, but
In
But
more
it's a good
ways
movie.
than 10. Sorry. Ugh.
what now?
Nothing. I made
Oh,
a terrible
10,
joke.
yeah. Or
All
7?
right. Well, Trading Places was my number one. We already talked about it, but I just had to bring up Jim Belushi and Al Franken. Great
Yep.
movie. That's my number one, Jerry.
And my number one is the Blues Brothers. I mean, you mentioned everything cool about it. The fucking scene at the end when they're we got blah 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 and half a pack of cigarettes, hilarious.
The Penguin.
There's a part I was going. God, I'm losing my fucking mind. I can't remember shit nowadays.
Take notes.
I know.
Care-
It's awful.
Well, no,
forget
because
everything.
I'm doing this on the fly because I misinterpreted
That's
the
true.
the subject. So I'm trying doing this on the fly. That's probably why. Fuck it. The Blues Brothers, my number one. Let's leave it at that.
All right, man. So I guess we go into final thoughts on SNL movies.
Well, I mean,
Okay.
We did our we're done.
if we're going to talk about that, I mean, yeah, SNL, not just but Saturday Night Live, I mean, huge deal. Kind of like America's answer to Monty Python's Flying Circus, only the difference is Monty Python, those guys were the only guys and they stayed together. They didn't have different eras or classes or whatever you want to call it, yeah, I mean, big part of pop culture, SNL.
Yeah.
Even to this day,
It is.
50 years, dude.
life would suck without it. Let's just put
Yep.
it that way, man.
Well, they had some pretty lean
Thank
years.
you, Lorne Michaels.
That's a pretty well. He left and it went to shit for a while, and then he brought him back.
And then he was like, threw me a bone here.
Give me a boon here. Yeah.
Give me a freaking boon here. I know.
My-
don't
my
you love
Freaking
that? But
sharks
that
with
is
freaking
Lorne.
lasers on their freaking forehead.
Dr.
My-
Evil is
yeah.
Lorne.
Michael Keaton hosted last week, and he was pretty good on it.
I
Michael
watched
Keaton's
it.
awesome.
I've been watching it lately the last 2 years because during the election shit, it was horrible in 2020. I didn't like it. It's one-sided shit. I'm not political at
It
all.
really wasn't. They made fun of Joe Biden just
Hey,
as much as
they're
made fun
doing
of
it.
Donald
They're
Trump.
doing both sides right now. Perfect. That
Well, that
family
one
Oh.
gal who does
you did
Kamala
this?
Harris sounds just
like
Maya Rudolph.
Yeah.
yeah, she's got her down, man.
And the guy that does Trump now is James Austin.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name.
It was
James
funny
Austin.
when he goes,
He's a great
Melania
Trump.
isn't here. I haven't seen her in
Johnson.
2 years. Melania, it would do the Family Feud. I was like laughing my ass off.
I mean, they have a lot of talented people on that show now. Michael Longfellow.
Yeah, they
funny
got
as
some.
hell.
They got a good cast.
Chloe,
right now. I've been watching it.
Heidi
I've heard it's
Gardner,
gotten
just
better,
hilarious.
you know, because
It's gotten
SNL has a lot of, in my opinion, peaks and valleys.
It
So,
does.
Yeah.
you know, but I mean, that's only natural, man. I mean, kudos to them
Owen.
for keeping
Bowen
keeping
Yang,
that flame
hilarious.
alive for
Yeah.
so long, man.
I still don't
hard.
like Weekend Update with Michael Che and the other dude.
It's,
Jost.
it's hit and miss.
They're pretty
with me.
bad. They don't have chemistry to me.
Well, they did,
Yeah.
but something's weird where Michael starts like rating every joke. And
Yeah.
if it doesn't get a laugh, it's like he's in a bad comedy club bombing.
Right.
And I don't like that. Just
It doesn't
do
flow.
new-
It
just
doesn't
do it.
flow. They need somebody else doing Weekend Update. You know.
I don't know. He takes it too personally if one of his jokes doesn't
Yeah.
get a big laugh, and it's very strange.
Hey,
It's like,
man, it's going to happen.
just keep going.
You're
I
not
mean,
always going to hit a home run every time you
I
take
mean,
a swing.
yeah,
I know.
call
I
the
don't know
joke.
why they're okay with this. It annoyed me last.
Moving
season.
on,
He's
man.
doing it again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Colin don't take himself seriously.
Not
can
at
tell
all.
by
Oh,
what-
he's good. It's just they
Not
don't-
at
and,
all.
they
and he's a
don't
butt
have
of the joke a
chemis-
lot of
They
times.
don't have the chemistry of Amy Poehler and Tina Fey or Dan Aykroyd and Jane Curtin, or
I
just
think
doing
they
it by
did.
themselves. You know.
I think they did have it, and it got lost somewhere last year. I know Colin got some big pay raise, and I'm wondering if it has something to do with that. But there's definitely some static there. It's weird.
So, final thoughts on SNL, Courtney?
Well, I really enjoyed your lists, and there's some movies that you chose that I would not have thought of, and that's really fun, and that's the point of these things.
Well, you picked
And-
some ones too, you know, where I was like, oh my God, yes, of course. Why didn't I, think of that one? So
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. I mean, how could we? You know, there's so much great material that comes out of those people. I mean, it's so hard to get cast on that show. And once you're in, if you use it to your advantage, if you do the right things with it, I mean, there's a really great career ahead of you, depending on what it is you
if
want
you
to
are a
do.
fan of SNL, there's a podcast I highly recommend with Dana Carvey and David Spade called Fly on the Wall.
Oh,
where they
yeah.
tell all these behind the scenes stories.
Yes,
They
I've
did
heard
a
Fly on the
beautiful
Wall.
tribute to Chris Farley that was great.
Oh, and Chris Farley, one of the funniest people ever to live
Yes.
on planet Earth. But
And
let me leave you guys with this really quickly.
sure.
A very funny line about Lorne Michaels came from Martin Short as Jiminy Glick interviewing Bill Hader. It just came out. They were doing it on Kimmel when he was guest hosting for Jimmy Kimmel, Martin Short, and he did it as Jiminy Glick. And he said to him, "What's Lorne Michaels like?" And he talks about him, and he goes, "What does he smell like?" And he said something like, I forget his answer, but then Martin Short says, "He looks to me like he smells of chicken piccata and silver dollars." And Bill Hader just dies laughing. He's laughing so hard. I don't know if you've seen these videos, but there's 3 of them that are really good. One with Bill Hader, one with Sean Hayes, and one with Bill Maher, which is kind of what got the whole thing rolling. Some of the funniest comedy I've seen in a really long time where like I belly laughed. So definitely go check that out. 2 SNL alums, Bill Hader, Martin Short.
Shall we mention our honorable mentions? Did anybody
go-
write them down?
I got some, but go ahead. Go ahead, Mike.
Okay. Opportunity Knocks with Dana Carvey. I think very underrated
Yeah.
movie. Bridesmaids, which of course Courtney mentioned. Dirty Work with Norm Macdonald.
Macdonald.
Meatballs with Bill Murray.
Oh, meatballs.
Yeah. It just doesn't matter if we win or lose. Of course, Ghostbusters, Beverly Hills Cop, Harlem Nights, 48 Hours, Elf, The Three Amigos, The Principal with Jim Belushi, Neighbors, The Blues Brothers, Seems Like Old Times with Chevy Chase. I always did like that movie.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Saturday Night with Billy Crystal, Stripes, Airheads, The Golden Child, When Harry Met Sally, Father of the Bride. I think Martin Short was hilarious in that.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And another movie he did with Kurt Russell, Captain Ron, very underrated movie.
Love that movie.
Wow, I haven't seen
cousin-
that one in years either. Yeah.
Especially like because
cousins
it's
love
all,
that
you know,
movie.
I love the part where he's like, you know, he's writing a journal and he goes, "Men will know, Captain Ron, far more cunning than originally suspected. We'll have to monitor the situation closer." Because yeah, he underestimated old Captain Ron. Wedding Singer, Happy Gilmore, Little Nicky, Big Daddy, the Austin Powers movies, About Last Night, Foul Play, Fletch, 50 First Dates, Vacation, and then of course Rushmore, which is also a Bill Murray movie, which is kind of offbeat. It's a little different, but I liked it. I don't know if you ever
Speaking
seen
of Bill Murray,
Rushmore.
did you guys like Lost in Translation? I thought that was boring. as
No,
hell.
it was boring.
it. It didn't really grab me, man.
And it
That
got,
made
like,
Scarlett
it got-
Johansson a star for some
It got
reason.
nominated for like all kinds of awards, and I'm like, I watched them. Like
That's when they go artsy
yeah.
fartsy. No
Yeah.
good movie wins the best picture anymore. It's like about
Yeah,
arts.
I
It's
guess
like
so.
La La Land or something. I don't know.
Yeah, Jason Schwartzman is the main character in Rushmore, and Bill
Yeah.
Murray plays his teacher.
Isn't that one movie, that director who does all these weird movies like the Life Aquatic and stuff like that? He does all
Wes
that.
Anderson?
Wes Anderson, wasn't that his movie?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. And all
It's
these
actually-
all Owen Wilson is in all his movies too, like Bill Murray. So
Didn't he do Strange Wilderness too? Steve Zahn, didn't he do that one too? I think.
I love Steve Zahn.
I like Steve.
But yeah, there's one of my favorite lines where he says, she's my Rushmore, Max," and he goes, "She was mine first." It's a pretty cool movie. It's different. I mean, but I liked it.
So I just got two movies that you mentioned you guys mentioned all your honorable mentions that I would have said too, but I'm just gonna pick The Ladies Man. I liked that movie. I thought it was pretty cool, and it was a bomb, but I liked it, and I liked A Night at the Roxbury. I just like it. We saw the Mighty Duck Man himself, Emilio. How they're just
Speaking of Jennifer Coolidge,
Yeah,
she was
they're-
super young and woo-doo-doo in that movie.
She was the hot cop, wasn't she?
I forget, but I remember she's in it and she looks amazing.
Or they're hitting on her when she's giving her a ticket or something like that. Yeah, those are my honorable mentions. Jerry, you got any?
Yeah, I agree with a lot of what you guys said, but I would put Spies Like Us in there too. I thought
I
that was
forgot
kinda
about
funny.
Oh,
God damn, what's the movie with Chris Spade and or David Spade and God,
the guy,
that guy,
Van Hagar line.
Tom
that
Roy?
guy,
We
the
had
guy that
Tom
was
Roy.
in that. No.
Oh, Joe Dirt's one for me too.
No. Kevin. He was in
Jerry?
the show with Leah Remini, the sitcom.
Oh, Kevin.
Kevin James.
Kevin
James.
James. What was that movie? They did two of them. Kevin James, David Spade.
Grown Ups.
Grown Ups. That's it. Yeah, I
Oh,
like both
Adam
those. They're kind of
Sandler.
fun. Yeah, man,
Those
I
are
am
Adam
just losing my
Sandler
memory
movies.
tonight. It's hard to do shit on the fly anymore, but I tried, and that's basically about it.
Hey, I got one more David Spade movie with the guy from Entourage, PCU. Where they're throwing meat at the
I don't
vegetarians.
remember that one.
And he's a young Republican, and they took over his dorm. The guy who was the agent in Entourage, he was in that movie. Jeremy
know.
Piven, and David Spade. It's called
I remember that
PCU.
movie.
PCU, and they had what's his name in there who played the guy in Iron Man, the chauffeur. He was in there, and they got George Clinton to play the party. He was like a hippie. John Favreau, he was in there too. John Favreau, he had dreadlocks and stuff. He loved George Clinton and got him to play. It's a pretty funny movie. Check it out, PCU. I got it on DVD. All right, man, that's our show for tonight. Anything to plug, Mike? I gave you a hint.
Oh, I know. Let me see. You know what? Yeah, check out. I don't even know if it's come out yet, but check out our recent episode where we review Eddie and the Cruisers. Me, Bushy, and special guest Travis Parada. Check it
I'm
out.
waiting for the audio version right now.
Oh, and make sure you check out the Metal Mike show with DJ Metal Mike and his co-host Bildo Ferildo every Friday from 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time at craniumradio.com.
All right, Courtney, anything to promote?
Oops, sorry. Yeah, sure. I guess I've got some shows coming up if you're in the LA area. I'm at the when's this airing?
Tonight.
Oh, I'm at the La Jolla Comedy Store on October 30th, and I'm in Lake Tahoe at Harvey's December 20th through the 22nd. And then who's ever going to Kiss Cancer Goodbye, I'll see you there. We're doing like a big fun
Awesome.
game show thing. We're gonna announce it Sunday live on Neil Davis's Facebook.
All
So
right,
that'll be
Jerry,
fun.
promote your other shows.
Yeah, we got the Three Shots Down podcast, which will be toning back in next month. The free form, of course, I do with you, Mark. We got a football show I love doing with Andy called the Gridiron Smackdown. Andy Rodriguez, that is, if everybody knows who he is. But
Up to check that out, man.
yeah, it's just fun talking about football all the time, and that's about it. Yeah, I apologize. I misinterpreted what the show was about, so I was kind of doing everything on the fly.
You
I
did
apolo-
fine, Jer.
I apologize for that. I was writing
What is
down
that
shit
called
as
in
quick as I
comedy
could.
where you just make up shit? What is that called?
Improv.
Improv.
You improv. There you go, man. You did
Well,
fine. It fit the
yeah.
show.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty easy because I do know I'm a huge Saturday Night Live fan, and I seen just about all their movies. Another movie I thought was funny. It's not really. I don't know. Was Rob Schneider ever a full member? He wasn't a full member of SNL.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was.
Was he?
Yeah, he was the guy talking, making copies.
That's right, he was. But I saw the movie Stand. You ever see that one? I thought he was fucking great. Where he went to prison, he was a judo expert. He beat everybody. It was just hilarious.
I like the animal.
But yeah, I mean, this is a great topic. Thank you, Courtney, for first of all being on. Second of all, for this great topic, man.
You're
I am a
welcome.
huge-
Thanks for
like I
having
said,
me. Sorry, I'm falling asleep.
That's all right. We'll let you go.
I'm like,
I love
oh my God, I'm
SNL.
so tired.
Yeah. Watch SNL, everybody. Watch our show. Be good. Everybody.
Tomorrow on
on
Freeform, Florence Black. All right, we're gone.
Thanks,
Later,
guys.
guys.
Good to see you.
Yeah, you
Bye.
too.
Take care.
Take care, Courtney.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, guys. Bye.